Very good afternoon and welcome to Maharani Trophy 2026 match number 7. Mysore Warriors taking on Hubli Tigers live from M. Chinnaswamy Stadium, Bengaluru. This is going to be a super Sunday. Fantastic. This is the first match of the day and it's going to be a cracking one because Mysore stand second on the table and Hubli searching for that win to stay alive in this contest. And this is just a bit of shower and then the covers are off, and that's good news. And in the commentary box it's me, Raghavendra Raj. Along with me is Vikram, and very good afternoon to you, Vikram.
Good afternoon, Raghavendra. It's lovely to have you in the box. We just need that variety. We're looking forward to do a great game today. It's the weekend. The crowds are in. Everybody's already at the turnstiles and the gates. And really, it is going to be a humdinger for contest.
Absolutely. This is going to be one contest, and I'm sure Mysore Warriors will be on sky high, as that would be the win against the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters yesterday. And that would add a bit of, what do you call, a bit of winning momentum?
Yeah, I think that table's nicely tilted. We're set up for exciting stuff here. Really, to see the Hubli Tigers a little bit down is a good way because when the tiger is bitten, it really tends to come back strong. They do say don't bear the tiger in your own den. I think the Hubli Tigers are going to consider this their own den. They've been very dominant in the previous edition of the Maharani Trophy, and they usually have a trick up their sleeve. Don't forget, in the last year's final, they came back from a hopeless position to win the championship.
That's right, and you can never take the team out. It's just one day at a time and one match at a time. And you'll never know that the Tigers, or rather the Tigress, will start roaring today. So that's what we're waiting for. And hopefully we'll have a game starting very soon.
It's day 4 of the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026. It's a Sunday and a double header. We are out here at the business center. This is pitch number 5, the same pitch which was used on day 2, where we saw in Bengaluru Blasters chase down 176 against Hubli Tigers. So what's different about the pitch today? We see the surface being dry at the Anil Kumble end here. As you walk down the pitch, you can see there's a tinge of grass at the Rahul Dravid end. What would the bowlers or the captains winning the toss look to do here? Deploy more of fast bowling from the Anil Kumble end and more of spin from the Rahul Dravid end, so that the fast bowlers can utilize the tinge of grass there, and the dryness that is visible here can be utilized by the spinners. But overall, the surface has been rolled in nice and hard. Perfect conditions for a game of T20 cricket. But the captains winning the toss will always think twice. Couple of matches, winning the toss first, batting, they won the game. But the other way around, teams chasing also have pulled it off. Overall, perfect conditions. Let's wait for a good game of cricket.
Yeah, that's exactly what the report is, K. Srinath there. And this is going to be the track where they got that 177 plus runs. And we will be looking at some sort of a similar score too. And that's exactly what probably we'll have a high scoring game here, Vikram.
Yeah, seems to be a belter of a pitch, a good batting pitch, as was described by many of the experts, including Srinath. On the far side, which is the side close to the Rahul Dravid end, there seems to be a little more help for the seamers. And on the nearer side to the Anil Kumble end, there's a spinner. So it probably is not a surprise that Hubli has decided to bring in Sakshi Munawalli, the tall, gangly medium pacer, to add to their attack. She has played earlier for the state under 15, so she has some experience.
Yeah, I reckon that one force change in the Hubli camp, and also a change for Mysore Warriors. And let's go ahead and see what Srinath had to do with both captains, as he was there with both captains for the toss.
It's a Super Sunday. We are at the iconic M. Chinnaswamy Stadium for the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20 2026. It's match number 7. The Mysore Warriors take on the Hubli Tigers. It's toss time. In all readiness, I have the two captains with me. Shubha Satish for the Mysore Warriors and Vrinda Dinesh for the Hubli Tigers, and the match referee, Ms. Spurti. Shubha will spin the coin. Heads is the call. Heads it is. Vrinda, you've been lucky with the toss, but not so with the last couple of games. What have you decided to do?
We're going to bowl first, and seeing the conditions is it's a little gloomy, and it's also already drizzled. And we also think we can put them under good pressure up front, and then batting being a strong point, we think it's going to work today.
Any changes for your side in this game?
Yes, we have one change. We have Sakshi playing in place of Diksha Siri.
How's the mood in the camp after the 2 losses wherein you managed to put up big scores, but you couldn't pull it off?
Losses hurt, but we start fresh again today, and we really believe in ourselves. I back the girls that everyone's got potential. Everyone's got to come here and just turn up on this day and perform at their best. So I think today is our day, and let's see.
Go well, Vrinda. Thank you. Shubha, anything different you would have done with the toss?
No, like we would have bowled first as well, looking at the conditions. So, but happy to bat well as well. So, good wicket to bat on as well. So, happy with it.
Any changes in your side for this game?
Yeah, there's one change. Pushpa Kiresar, in place of Pushpa Kiresar, Zoya comes in.
How's the mood in the camp after that 10-run victory yesterday? Edge of the seat thriller must be really on a high.
Yeah, I mean, just taking the confidence out of the last game, nothing to take lightly or nothing to take anything casually. So we are well prepared for this game.
Go well, Shubha. And the news from the centre is Hubli Tigers have won the toss. For a change, they've decided to have a bowl first.
Yeah, that's the news from the centre, that Hubli Tigers winning the toss and electing to bowl first. Vrinda Dinesh, the captain, ensuring that they try and restrict the Mysore Warriors to a paltry total. And that's exactly what the camp will be thinking too. They're third on the points table, Vikram.
Yeah, somehow they managed to creep down there. That's the points table there for you. The Kalyani Blasters, 3 matches and just lost the 1 match there. Very close contest. The Mysore Warriors edging the Kalyani Blasters, setting this tournament up nicely. The Hubli Tigers, much to the expectations of others where they thought they would climb, they've gone down a bit, but that sets it up nicely also. The Gulbarga Mystics, a fantastic revival yesterday. For those who had the opportunity to see the game, a very controlled innings by the batters, and they motored through very easily.
That's important, isn't it? To stay alive in the contest, you got to get those wins. It's a 7-day tournament, remember. Not really too much time to come back into this tournament. So that's exactly, and that's the team lineup there. Hubli Tigers, Vrinda Dinesh, Divya, Monica, Nikki Prasad, Pratyusha, Priya, Rameshwari, Gaikwad, Saina Kapoor, Shreya, Pote, Silkin Patel and Sakshi. There's one change there, bringing in Sakshi coming in.
And the Mysore Warriors with the stalwarts, Shubha, the captain, played for India earlier. She can herald a new beginning here for this team. Alam, as you've seen her bowling, that wonderful lines of just outside the off stump. Diksha Honushree, the off-break bowler. She's been a vital cog in their attack. Kusuma, yet to come to the party yet. She can clear the boundary easily. Pooja Kumari, the off-break bowler. And the rest of the team is very well balanced. Sahana Pawar, Sheetal Santosh, Shishira, Yashika, Shreya and Zoya.
Yeah, it's going to be a good contest here between these two. Hubli wanting a win and Mysore wanting to keep that momentum from what happened yesterday. Will want to get a victory here and top the table. They are in loggerheads with the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters in terms of the points, but it's just that the net run rate differentiating between the two. So it's important that they get this afternoon win here. Both teams will be raring and roaring to go ahead and get a victory.
Yeah, quite right. The Hubli Tigers must see themselves as possibly at number 2. Net run rate is such a marginal thing sometimes, right? You don't really play for net run rates. It's just the consequence of what happens. And it's a different atmosphere at the Hubli camp. You just talk to them and they say, we just want to bat and that's it. They don't give you much out. But let me tell you, they're a very serious, very well-organized unit. They just come out and appear lighted. They don't seem to declare any plans as such. So they will want to take this away from the Mysore Warriors, who are on a high, and they're always strategically very bright.
Yes, now the Hubli Tigers are getting onto the field. They will just get into a huddle just before that. And yes, you've seen these matches closely here, Vikram. And I reckon that they will come back into this, Hubli Tigers.
Yeah, I'm just kind of even Steven now because even the Mysore Warriors showed a masterclass. And there is revenge somewhere. I mean, it's all light-hearted, I'm sure. Revenge at the back of the minds of the Mysore Warriors. They were very close to winning last year. That's all in the past, I understand. But there's a little aggression happening. Shubha is wanting to take this team to greater heights. She wants to finish this tournament with the Mysore Warriors winning. So it is set up to be almost a battle of equals today.
Absolutely, and they defended that total yesterday against the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, the Mysore Warriors, so they'll not be complaining too much about batting first here. I'm sure they're looking at a 150 plus total to put on, and they will back their bowlers who will do the job for the Mysore Warriors. So Shubha S, the captain, I don't think she was complaining much about the toss earlier with Srinath, but it's important how in the power play that Hubli Tigers try and restrict this Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, also much has been spoken about the consolidation phase, and I really think that the power play sometimes, if it doesn't give you those runs, the consolidation phase is when you really grab the momentum. So as we go through this, the feeling is that those who play that phase well, which is literally the overs from 7 to 14 perhaps, okay, are those who are going to take the contest away.
Absolutely well said, and it's important that how they start is important, and I reckon that they are looking at a good start here, and Monica Patel probably will be starting proceedings.
That's right. The left-arm bowler, wily bowler, played for India earlier. She has a trick or two up her sleeve. Tends to just angle the ball out. You'll see a field which is probably a little bit leg side dominated, just to prevent the strikers from hitting the ball early. But yes, it's going to be exciting to see how they deploy spin and pace at either end or alternate in a different way.
Your batter's walking in now as Shubha S, the captain, and with the jersey number 43 there, and Sheetal Santosh, wicket-keeper batter. She will be at the non-striking end. It's important that the captain starts off well here. It is bright and sunny now, the sun beating down in M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Day 4, match number 7. All excitement here. And on the second is the mega final.
Yes, the final is, I think it's pretty much anybody's game. It's just that the Gulbarga Mystics have to just get one more in their bag. One more match, a good match, decent net run rate, and then this contest is absolutely going to be a light. I'm sure by 11 p.m. there's going to be a lot of excitement if that can be the way things play out. But yes, looking forward to a terrific day's Sunday's cricket today.
Yeah, it's going to be a super Sunday. We've got 2 games today too, and then this is Hubli taking on Mysuru, and then it's going to be Bengaluru taking on Gulbarga Mystics in the evening. That's going to be an important game too.
Yeah, both games are very, very interestingly poised. I'm sure the teams of the Hubli Tigers wouldn't have had much recovery time. They probably got back home in their homes or hotels at, say, something like 11 p.m. and straight away had to strategize what to do. They're keeping things simple. What appears to be their plan is just bat your way out of it. So let's see how they deploy their bowling resources and come up with maybe some early wickets which will put them on top.
Just slight delay in start, considering that there was a bit of a shower and the covers had to be bought on, and then it's been taken off, and so the first ball will be bowled at 2:10 anytime soon now, and they've got a packed offside field for got a slip in place too.
Yes, just waiting on that vital minute as we converge in here. So yeah, we've got the slip, the backward point. I've got an extra cover in the ring. We have a cover and extra cover, and then we have the mid-off, or the mid-on, and the mid-on and the mid-off. The 2 fielders out are the deep backward square and the deep backward point. So almost in line with the backward point, which is inside the circle. But it's important to stop those cuts, which these two batters are so effective at, the left-hander here.
Absolutely, they're operating with a 6-3 field here, 6 on the off and 3 on the on. Rudimentary. And Monica Patel should be starting now. Got that shot third in the circle. Got a backward point on the fence. Right then, the umpire is all set and says play now. Yeah, here we go. The first ball of match number 7. The left-hander, Shubha, on strike. Starts right on the money, driven straight to that mid-off fielder. Coming nicely onto the bat there.
Yeah, seems to be that belter which many of the experts, the pundits who looked at the pitch have described it. So Shubha will be having it at the back of her mind, and maybe we'll just see a lot of shots along this green base. Probably not need to see the lead, need to launch into big shots yet. So I'm sure the batters will want the ball to come on nicely to the bat.
Yeah, just a decent start here for Monica. Just back of length, gets the inside half the bat, and then Shubha and Mysore Warriors are off the mark.
Brings to the crease Sheetal Santosh, touted as a good prospect. She's yet to come into her own entirely. She's been busy behind the stumps, the young wicketkeeper batter from Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, wicket keepers are usually good sweepers of the cricket ball. Sheetal and Shubha. The right and the left combination too of both these batters. Different feel for the right hand batter. Oh, just beaten all ends up. The wicket keeper there getting a bit excited, Pratyusha.
Yeah, and like I expected, you do have the two outside fielders on the leg side, although Monica Patel with the left arm over the wicket is going to angle the ball across to the right-hander. So that's the measure of the confidence she has. She's going to maintain that line on and around middle stump and not stray too much outside. Otherwise, it's a distinct boundary just past the short third and the backward point over there.
That's played uppishly, but just short. They're operating with 5-4 field here, 5 on the off and 4 on the on.
That ball just fell marginally short of Shreya there. So Hubli will be hoping they can just pick this game up a bit and take those half chances.
No slip in place for the right-hander. The wicket-keeper batter yet to get off the mark here. Yeah, a nicely flick, but straight into the hands, put down as well. It was a sitter. Nicely set up there, and that should have been taken. And the fielder there, Priya Chavan, just dropping that at mid-wicket.
Yeah, you see just a pick-up shot straight to the fielder there. Sheetal Santosh still trying to understand where the fielders are. She's going to be careful to see what's there in the peripheral vision because the team is going to rely upon her. And just taking the eyes off the ball for a second, an unfortunate drop catch.
Gets off the mark as well. Lucky start this for Sheetal, the wicket keeper. She fell into the trap there, straight into the hands. Last ball of the first over. Drifting down the leg side and straight to that fielder at 45. 1 over done. It's 2 on the board for Mysore Warriors. It's a good start here, Hubli Tigers. Just giving away 2 runs. They could have picked up a wicket of Sheetal. Unfortunately, that was dropped. And they have right arm off spin, Rameshwari Gaikwad. No real turn there and just punching it through the covers. Good fielding that. There is a good diving effort and stops the boundary too.
Yeah, so as expected, they're using a combo of the pace bowler and the spin bowler, and appropriately have pressed their bowlers into service at the ends where they'll be able to extract what is relevant for their particular skills.
It's interesting that starting with the off spinner from the far end. Nicely hit away, but there is a fielder for that. They'll only get a single. They'll be happy, this Hubli Tigers, unless they don't concede any boundary in this power play. They'll be mighty happy, the captain Vrinda Dinesh.
These scenes where you see an off-break bowler opening with a pace bowler reminds me, Raghavendra, back in 1992 it was such a revolutionary move when Deepak Patel of New Zealand in the World Cup started the straight. It was absolutely controlled, bizarre at the time.
Oh yes, of course, in the 90s when things did change, it was unheard of that getting a spinner to bowl in the power play. And now that's the norm. You start off with spinners. You've seen in the IPL as well. Sunil Narain starting off. Quite over this. And she'll keep it quiet.
How relevant, how important do you think it is to keep wickets in hand in this particular game, or do you reckon it's just okay to go with the flow and get those runs where the chances afford you?
I think it's always important that you keep wickets, but also you get the run rate up and going. You just don't want to be stuck like this and trying to look for a boundary and then you induce the false shot, throw away your wicket. It's also about rotating strike. It's just important and you try and make the most of every delivery you get a chance to. Now there are 2 dot deliveries and Shubha will be itching to go over. Cuts and cuts hard as well, and that's beautifully cut, and that goes to the boundary all along the carpet. Beautifully struck this.
So just as I was suggesting, here's what Shubha shows she can do. She says there are gaps, I can pierce those gaps, get those boundaries. So Kalyani Motors boundary just there to that cover fence, so the point fence.
Beautifully dissected, isn't it? There was hardly any gap between that point and cover point fielder. And she's threading the needle here very early. That's the first boundary for Mysore Warriors. Last ball of the second. Again, drives and then pierces it again. Back-to-back boundaries. Fantastic end to the second over this. And they're getting the momentum, and that's why the applause too. 2 overs done, 13 on the board for Mysore Warriors. Monica will continue. Width on offer. Nicely cut away, and that is in the gap and will run away to the boundary too. And there are 3 back-to-back boundaries now. 2 of the last 2 deliveries of the previous over, and this is a good start here. And this time the right-hand batter, Sheetal.
It can be merciless for you by the batter when you just trail a little bit in line and length, a line especially here. The batter capitalizing and just completely blowing away the bowler.
Absolutely, isn't it? You get a life and you make the most of it. That's drifting down the leg side, should be a wide. Now the pressure showing on the Hubli Tigers. It was a quiet start for the first 9 deliveries, and thereafter Shubha unleashing those 2 deliveries of the last over. And they're getting the momentum. This is exactly what you want as a Mysore Warriors fan. A good start. 5-4 field now. 5 on the off for the right-hander. That's exactly what they're operating with. The left arm seamer. There is a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. Goes high. It's definitely gone beyond the circle, but will not get to the boundary. Will be a couple of handy runs.
I think probably here Shubha is sensing that she's going to guide the team through with her boundaries along the ground, and Sheetal is probably going to utilize the power play because they do have some batting to follow after this, don't forget. So that may be the ploy employed by these two batters out there and the Mysore Warriors team.
Yeah, this is the same track we were talking about that they got 170 plus score. It's coming on nicely onto the bat for sure. Oh, that's been slashed and slashed hard too. Gets the height, not the distance, but will trickle away to the boundary. This is a good counter-attack here. And they're taking Monica Patel to the cleaners.
Well, Monica's going to fight back, but here we go. Bowling around the stumps. That angle still not helping Monica. It's coming just a little wide of the stump, and Sheetal Santosh dispatches it for Kalyani Motors boundary.
Flurry of boundaries, isn't it? Also just shimmy down the track, using that feet to good effect and taking those chances. You can take it over that circle. Coming back into the right-hander. Denies the run, does Shubha. Also the right and the left combination, isn't it? Bikram will get the bowler thinking.
Yes, it actually does upset. Most teams now try to have a balance of left-handers, right-handers. And I think in the auction, of course, there were not that many options, but they were thinking on those lines to have a left and right combination. It is good strategy generally.
Expensive over this, 11 off it. Will be more. We'll have to wait for the umpire's signal on this one. Leg by signal. It's important that they fire from both ends, isn't it? Sheetal has moved on to 14 of the 10 deliveries she's faced, and Shubha is on 9 of 7. Sheetal has got a life.
Yeah, that sort of strategy is good because what it does is upset the length of the bowlers apart from the line, which is very obvious when you're bowling to a right and a left-hander alternately.
Oh, beautifully driven. Excellent, this fabulous shot this from the captain. Shubha S making the most of this, and 15 runs coming off this brilliant third over. This 3 overs done, 29 without a wicket for Mysore Warriors. They're continuing with Rameshwari Gaikwad. Remember the previous over she bowled. Last 2 deliveries went for boundaries. Nicely on top of that, but that will be cut away. They're operating with the off spinner at the other end. I thought probably they would bring in a change, Vikram. This is the boundary.
Yeah, this ball just gone past the fielder for a Kalyani Motors boundary. I think they really want to exploit that patch there, which seems drier. So you probably see a spinner all the time from there.
Using the feet and slashing and straight into the hands. This is exactly what the danger was, and this time she doesn't drop it. And Rameshwari Gaikwad striking and striking gold. She'd got a live Sheetal. She couldn't really capitalize on it. She added 14 runs to that, but has literally thrown away that wicket. That's the first blood drawn.
Yeah, there you see the go-getter, Sheetal Santosh, just giving a catch over there, opening the face of the bat ever so slightly, and Shreya Potti this time makes no mistake. The earlier catch had fallen just short of her, and that's the first dismissal for Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, handy 14 runs from Sheetal. Mysore Warriors at 29 for 1. New batter in, Yashika K. Gowda, the right-hand batter, walking in. They're trying to keep that right and left combination on constantly. Shubha is still there. Shubha Satish. But this is a good strike. This is a wicket much needed. Packed offside field there. They've got a slip in place for the right-hander. They've got a backward point, cover, and mid-off. A place to one of those fielders.
Yeah, let's see what young Yashika does this time. She's had a good opportunity in this tournament, batting and bowling at a good position. So it's a great platform for her to launch herself.
Good over this so far. Very good over this. 3 dots and a wicket, and the wicket was, yeah, she was charging down, no control. The bat turning in her hands as well, and a simple catch to that backward point fielder. And a very comfortable height too. This is turning out to be a fantastic over. This what a comeback from Rameshwari Gaikwad. She was expensive where Shubha took her in the first over. The last 2 deliveries of the previous over she bowled for boundaries. But this is exactly what the doctor ordered. Last ball. That's nicely driven and driven through the covers as well. And Yashika will start off in style, getting a boundary and spoiling the figures of Rameshwari's second over. 4 overs done, 33 for 1, Mysore Warriors.
Change.
33 for 1, 4 overs done. Mysore Warriors have got to move on. Vrinda Dinesh, the captain. Captain versus captain. Starts off poorly. They're drifting down the leg side. It's both captains taking on each other here. Vrinda Dinesh, who will get the better of who? Time will tell. With the turn, trying to play that one.
And now you see spin at both ends. I think they're going to try to utilize that. I think they're hoping the batters are going to go for the big one just prior to the power play and hole out.
Was thinking about, isn't it, on that occasion, Shubha there trying to step out and then half a mind there trying to pull it back in. Bit of a struggle there. I think the first delivery of the wide delivery which he wanted to go in, but yeah, nice camaraderie there too between the players. They often play quite a bit of it with each other for their state teams. Vrinda Dinesh, the captain of the Hubli Tigers, taking on Shubha Satish, who's the captain of the Mysore Warriors. Straight to the hands of the fielder at point.
So there's a distinct preference for spin. Of course, I'm saying this because Priya Chavan is there, another stalwart of a performer previously, but yet they prefer to have spin at both ends. So they're really, I think, hoping that the batter does something else.
Played uppishly, but there is protection. There is a sweeper. This is a couple of good overs here for the Hubli Tigers. The previous one picking up a wicket. And then here, leading from the front, Vrinda Dinesh wants a change in the field now for the right-hander.
It'll be interesting to see how Yashika goes about her work. She usually takes a little bit of a few sighters before she launches into the attack. With the two spinners on, it'll be interesting if she takes the bait.
Nicely driven. We've seen that one beautiful shot come out and opening her account with that boundary did Yashika. Vrinda here has kept it quiet in this over. It's a 5-4 field now. It's 5 on the off and 4 on the on. They're bringing that deep square leg fielder in and pushing the cover fielder on the fence for the last delivery. Last ball of the 5th. And driven straight to that cover fielder. Just the 2 runs off this over. 5 overs done. It's 35 for 1.
Thank you, Raghavendra and Vikram. For a change, Hubli trying to reverse the tables, winning the toss and clearly saying we'll have a bowl first. They would be pretty much happy with the way things have gone on, picking up the wicket of Sheetal Santosh. 5 overs and 35 for the loss of 1, and we are seeing Rameshwari Gaikwad into a 3rd over. Welcome, Param.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Yeah, she was quite determined there at the toss. There was a bit of rain earlier. She knew she wanted to bowl first. Last night, she said that her strength was batting. Chose to bat first, even though it rained. But today, she's absolutely sure of her decision.
Short and wide, but certainly will be disappointed. What surprises me is a team which boasts of a batting lineup on any day can take down any attack and score in excess of 180, 190 on a canter. What went through their minds and what the strategy was to win toss and put runs on board? They weren't able to defend 175 a few nights ago against the Bengaluru Blasters. Started off well yesterday, but couldn't sustain after having lost a few wickets after the break. Anyway, they've revisited the drawing board. They said we come back with a fresh slate and bowl first today and try our luck.
Rameshwari looking good here. She was bowling very, very well last night as well. We saw her in the power play. Kept it tight, not giving away too many runs. Got that wicket.
Another soft dismissal. Up there for the drive, and Yashika certainly would be disappointed. Was there to go through, couldn't find the gap. Hitting it straight to the extra cover fielder. Losing the 2nd wicket, Mysore Warriors. Yashika coming in at number 3, couldn't make that much of an impact.
Yeah, Rameshwari tossing it up slightly. Good catch there from Divya. Yashika playing an uppish drive and well judged. Another wicket for the Hubli Tigers. That'll be the end of Yashika.
Through the bat face, turning in a hand. Absolutely no connection, no timing on that. The Hubli Tigers will be elated. The 2nd wicket going down for the Mysore Warriors. 36 for the loss of 2 wickets. That brings in the batter in form. Shishira Gowda, the left-hander. 2 left-handers out in the middle now. And Rameshwari Gaikwad would love this. Off-spinner bowling to the left-hander. And she's actually on a roll. You mentioned about her spell the other night. She bowled well in the power play. But what cost the game was the last over when she bowled. Until then, her figures looked absolutely brilliant. But that last over really cost them the game.
Yeah, this is good. This is very good here from Rameshwari Gaikwad. Be very, very interesting challenge here. Rameshwari bowling to Shishira Gowda. Something that we've spoken about this entire tournament. Off-spinner bowling to the left-hander. Always been very challenging.
Finishes off with the dot. Slight misfield. A single and a wicket to Rameshwari Gaikwad. End of over number 6, and the power play is done. 36 for the loss of 2 wickets is Mysore Warriors. It's a super Sunday. The Warriors taking on the Hubli Tigers in the first game, and they're followed by the game in the evening at 6:30 when the lights are on. It's going to be the Mystics who will take on the Bengaluru Blasters. What happened in the power play? Started off with a couple of crisp boundaries, one off the back foot, cut shot, elegance personified. This was packed from Sheetal Santosh, coming around the stump. Miscued, but had the legs to carry it over. But this was the shot so far in the innings. Exquisite timing, splitting the field, and then the wicket of Sheetal Santosh. Overall 50-50, I would say, the power play. 36 for 2, Mysore Warriors.
Cut away, and will be just a single. We saw that last night, the Gulbarga Mystics getting their first victory of this tournament, getting those 2 points on the table. Very, very crucial. The table is now opened up. It's going to be very interesting here.
True, for the tournament to have its charm and to kicking alive, it's important that we have competition from all the 4 sides. We just passed the halfway mark, 3 days done and 6 games. You can say we're almost down to the business end now. Mind you, the top 2 teams are going to qualify for the finals, the all-important finals on 2nd of August. Nicely tossed up. What a thought that struck me was when Shishira walked in, Rameshwari was in such good rhythm. Why not employ a slip, get into an attacking mindset? Left-hander facing the right arm off spinner.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, Shishira is still fairly new at the crease. Something that can still be implemented. I understand that the field restrictions are now open. Just a shimmy down the wicket, but that'll be a dot ball. Yeah, I think important to have an attacking field, even though there is a new batter. The other side, there is a set batter in Shubha Satish.
We did see that being done quite often yesterday by the Mystics captain Rajeshwari Gaikwad. She had a slip in place even though when they were going at a fair clip. So attacking mode of cricket, wickets are the one that picks the team back, and the run rate also. Up in the air. Bottom of the bat, but though the timing was not great, clears the long on fielder. The first cycle pure Agarbatti maximum, and that comes from the player of the captain, Shubha Satish.
Yeah, slightly wider there from Nikki Prasad. She had to reach, slogs that over long on, and beautiful shot there from Shubha Satish. Nikki Prasad has been very, very impressive with the bat. She's currently the orange cap leader. Shubha Satish not too far behind.
The captain has decided to give the ball to her, and maybe, you know, her all-round prowess, and she can latch on to the purple cap also. Yeah, Nikki Prasad, recently when the India under-19 team won the World Cup, she was the captain of the Indian team. A proud moment for Karnataka, for her family, and for India also. She's been a revelation. We've seen some exquisite knocks from her blade, and somebody who's a promising star for the future. And now with the ball in the hand, she's exhibiting her skills as to what she can do with her off breaks. 10 off the over, end of 7, 46 for 2, Mysore Warriors. Reasonably happy the Hubli Tigers would be, having picked up 2 wickets in the power play. Yes, the mindset a bit more attacking. Maybe one more wicket at this point in time could literally pick the Mysore Warriors back, and Rameshwari Gaikwad comes on for a 4th over, the final over in her spell. She's been brilliant with the ball. 2 for 16 in her 3.
Yeah, she's been absolutely fantastic. I think smart decision here from Vrinda Dinesh, giving the bowler who's taken a couple of wickets in the power play, giving her the opportunity to come back, bowl.
Always say bowling to the left-hander, off spinner looks easy, but modern day batters are very smart. They do line them up. The slog sweep will come into effect, but Rameshwari Gaikwad has kept it just out of the hitting area.
Slightly going down the leg. You can see the intent there from Shubha Satish. We're talking about that, the sweep shot coming into play. She's bowling in that exact same line that we were talking about earlier.
So it's just one fielder inside the circle next to the umpire and one deep mid-wicket and long on. So the shot is certainly on. Anything on the stumps is going to go that direction. She's got a solid packed field on the offside. 6, 4 within the ring, 3 square of the wicket, 1 extra cover, a sweeper cover and a long off. So it's going to be predictable. Off, outside, off is going to be the line of Rameshwari.
Mysore Warriors scoring 125 in yesterday's game. Able to defend that beautifully. We said at the halfway mark that the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters may be able to pull through, but how good were they on the field yesterday?
Well, realize your eye is always on the projected score, but in between that's a lovely shot, timing exquisite. Absolutely no chance for the fielder at long off. A despairing drive. A welcome Kalyani motor boundary from the blade of Shubha Satish.
Yeah, slightly fuller here from Rameshwari Gaikwad in the arc for Shubha Satish, and she gets onto that beautifully. And another beautiful cover drive there.
Terrific timing, placement, a left-hander's delight. Any shot they play, it looks absolutely beautiful. And timing was exquisite on that occasion. Tossed up this time around, opens the face of the blade. Finishes off the over with a single. That comes to an end. Rameshwari Gaikwad spelled 4 overs, 2 for 22. The Mysore Warriors at the end of 8, 52 for the loss of 2 wickets.
With that boundary there, the Mysore Warriors get to their 50. Shubha Satish looking very, very good. Not a bad spell there from Rameshwari Gaikwad. 2 for 22 in her 4. And Nikki Prasad to continue.
I think it would have been a pretty hard taskmaster if you were a coach. T20 cricket, somebody's bowled 4 overs within the power play, got you 2 wickets or 22. And you've been pretty benevolent in your words, saying that not a bad spell of bowling. Lucky these girls are, they don't have Param as the coach. We're talking about 125 which Mysuru defended. Your eyes always on the projected scores. You're seeing 127 today and they'll get to there and pull it off once more.
Anything's possible in modern cricket, isn't it? Saw that yesterday. And the wonderful fielding there. Is that Divya Nyanananda? Very, very good attempt there.
Outstanding cricket overall. The bowler watching the feet of the batter, just holding it back a little bit. Magnificent cover drive, but equally well fielded there. This is what cricket can provide you. We spoke about Super Sunday. People who have come in to watch such brilliance on the field, be it with the bat or ball, and of course fielding. That's a very important facet of the game.
Yeah, that's something that we've been very, very impressed with this entire tournament. That particular discipline of this sport. Fielding has been outstanding. Yeah, a couple of misfields and drop chances here and there, but overall, been very, very impressed with the fielding.
That's bound to happen, and it's been happening for a long time. It will go on, but the more they minimize that particular effort, I think it will get better as the time goes by. This time around, a switch. Misses it completely. The first time around, we are seeing a fancy shot coming from the blade of Shubha. In fact, the talk was always about one settled batter in the top 3 to carry on till the end. Once the halfway mark comes in, after the break, the momentum basically has shifted towards the bowling side. That's something these cricketers have to keep in mind, have to learn quickly from that.
Yeah, we witnessed that the other night as well, where Prerna was batting beautifully, but she tried to place an unorthodox shot. And that'll be the end of the ninth, 56 for 2.
If my memory serves me right, more than a couple of occasions at the halfway mark, teams were about 85, 80 for 1 or 2. Once the drink break happened, invariably in the 11th over, we had a wicket. Yesterday, if I recollect, Prerna got out to the last ball. From there on, we thought, is there a twist in the tail? But lucky for the Mystics batters, they carried on, and Roshni walked in and gave good support to the Krishika. So I think something what we saw of Krishika yesterday is needed for the other sides, and the batters have to take a cue from that and ensure somebody carries on. That's when you're going to look at scores like 150, 160, 170 on a regular basis.
And what a absolutely outstanding partnership they had. Prerna and Krishika almost got to a 100-run partnership before the dismissal there.
When they didn't get to the 100, it was a blessing for the Hubli Tigers. It's no more commentator's curse. It's a blessing for the other side. Saina Kapoor for the first time from the Rahul Dravid end. Did you hear us? She just took a break. Starts off really well, and it'll be very important to see as to how Vrinda uses her resources. Thought she was a bit lax in the game against the Blasters when they gave away 75 to get in the last 5 overs. About 2-3 balls to spare, they did lose the game. She will look at whom needs to get, but in the meanwhile, driven beautifully through extra cover against the spin. Didn't try to go too hard. Timing was spot on. Head over shoulders exactly, and leaning into that. Brilliant cover drive from Shishira Gowda.
Yeah, just tossed up here from Saina Kapoor, and again getting under that beautifully through that cover region for another Kalyani Motors boundary. We've often spoken about this left-hand spinner bowling to a left-hand batter. How much of a challenge would that be? But we see that Shishira is taking it beautifully.
In fact, she's gone against the turn, not with the turn. A brilliant shot. What I'm liking in this particular innings is they've used the feet well. They've not been afraid to step out and take the ball on the full. When we talk about pace not on offer, it's for the batter to create that pace. When you step out, there's momentum in your body. There's the bat swing that comes from up to down. You certainly can get value for shots. And when you need to go for the kill and clear the boundary, the momentum is always going forward. I think Shubha and Shishira, in their brief stint out there, they're applying this tactic pretty well.
Ooh, almost dragged on there. Yeah, Shubha and Shishira been using their feet beautifully, getting to the pitch of that ball, rotating that strike, keeping that scoreboard ticking. Important to build that partnership here.
Couple of dot balls. Saina Kapoor smartly holding it back, just approaching the halfway mark. Very crucial next 2.5 minutes when the break is on. Certainly the batters especially have to come back with a fresh mind and start again from scratch. So what's happened in the last 10 is done. Finishes off the last ball with a single. Saina Kapoor starts off well, just a boundary in that over. At the halfway mark, Mysore Warriors put into bat are 63 for the loss of 2 wickets, and the umpire signals a welcome drink break. We have a small break for 2 minutes. We'll come back after that.
Welcome back. Nicely driven through the covers now at the halfway mark. I'm sure after this drinks break there would be a bit of a chat from both teams. Change in commentary. It's me, Raghavendra Raj. Along with me is Vikram. 10 overs, 63 on the board, losing 2 wickets. Mysore Warriors, what will be they eyeing for?
The first thing is to probably get over a superstition or a trend which we think has been set. The fall of a wicket soon after the drinks break is taken. So we've coined a phrase called the commentator's blessing here. So let's see what happens.
Nikki Prasad, promising youngster. Done decently well. They've used 5 bowlers, this Hubli Tigers. Rameshwari Gaikwad has done the job for this innings. 4 overs, 22 and 2 wickets picked up, and everybody else need to step up too in picking up wickets. That's exactly what they'll be looking at, isn't it? Try and pick up as many wickets as possible. Try and restrict Mysore Warriors into that 120, 130 mark.
Yes, nothing like really pegging back the opposition with those wickets. So as you go down the order, because the batters are not entirely as capable as the top order. So I think that will be what Hubli is going to be aiming for. That's why they are going to turn with spin.
Powerfully hit through the covers, but there is protection. Hubli Tigers really wouldn't mind too much until unless they're not conceding any boundaries here. 4 singles of this 11th. And Shubha Satish, the captain, needs to take charge now. Almost run a ball, 33 of 32 deliveries. Happy to take single and rotate. They're milking the bowling at the moment now.
Yeah, also, what those wickets in hand will do is to ensure that they get to the total of 175 or more, which they think they're capable of, which they showed the other night. So Shubha actually is just going along to make sure she stays right till the end.
Needs to finish well here, Nikki Prasad. And finishes well too. 11 overs done, 5 conceded of this 11th over, 67 for 2, Mysore Warriors. Eleven overs done, 67 for 2, Mysore Warriors. The projected score says 122. Saina Kapoor will continue. She bowled the first over, conceded 6 runs. But they need to look at that one big over, about a 15-run over or a 20-run over to take them to about 150 and plus. Takes the aerial route this time and is in the gap. Will they push for second? Not to be. There was a slight fumble, but doesn't do much of damage on that occasion. Singles at the moment.
Yeah, the aerial route is not really the more dangerous route these days. The players are very well trained to look for the gaps. So you'll see Shubha trying to find gaps even when in the air and trying to clear that boundary occasionally.
Somebody needs to take that momentum into a big over. At the moment they're happy to just drive it around and milk the bowling. Shishira just playing the sheet anchor role here, trying to support her captain Shubha Satish. The current run rate is 6.09. And where is the boundary coming from?
Trying to pull that one, not really able to connect. So she is looking for the big one, and I really think that Shishira at the other end is going to play the kind of foil role that Shubha has done so far. We need them both to be there till the end.
Tries to sweep that one at 45. This is really a good period of play for Hubli Tigers. Just the 2 runs of this over, just the 5 of the previous. They're keeping a tab now, keeping it under control. That's in the air, but will land safe. Not to really worry. Another single added. No really demons in the pitch at the moment. They're going through the motions, are the Mysore Warriors, but they need to have a target in mind. They got to 125 and defended that. And that was yesterday. Not every day is Sunday, but today it definitely is. Vikram. And again, straight to the fielder. Excellent over this. Just the 3 runs off that over. 12 overs done. 70 for 2. Mysore Warriors.
As we work down the order of the Mysore Warriors, so it'll be interesting to see if ahead of Kusuma Gowda, who's played all the games so far, the kind of big hitting unit, we haven't really seen her hit big yet, whether they will send in Zoya Kazi, the replacement player. I mean, she's the one who's come in today into the 11. She's an off-break bowler and bats good.
Oh, that's nicely hit away. It's in the air. Does it have the legs to go to the boundary? Definitely is. And Shubha Satish now moves to 40 with that boundary, and that is a Kalyani Motors boundary.
Shubha Satish just seeing the width on the ball, shimming down to it and sending it to the point fence. No chance for the fielder to stop that. Another Kalyani Motors boundary. Shubha signals for something she needs. She's getting a pair of gloves.
She's been there quite some time now. Needs to be there till the end too for Mysore Warriors. A good start to this over. They've got a boundary of Nikki Prasad's last over this. We've seen a spin dominant attack from Hubli Tigers. Just the Monica Patel, the Seema bowling, and all the other 4 have been spin. Goes on the onside, takes the aerial route. There is a fielder, can't get to it. 1 bounce boundary. And Shubha Satish has decided that this is the over. She will take charge. And that is a Kalyani Motors boundary.
Shubha Satish now showing she can play shots to all parts of the ground, looking at the ball, the particular ball, and dispatching it away. Just going down on her knee, on her haunches to launch that, just past the fielder, just missing the boundary line for a Kalyani Motors boundary, just short of the boundary there.
Moves to 44 now, just 1 hit away from getting that half century. She's led Mysore Warriors from the front as the captain. 78 for 2 now.
Well, we've probably omitted to mention so far that Shubha Satish is actually the Karnataka Senior Women's T20 captain. The same pattern may follow this year also.
Nicely in the gap. Will they come back for the second? Good fielding this. And a throw from Monica Patel there. Yeah, you rightly said that the captain has played at a higher rank and also knows how to lead a team. She's led the state team, Shubha Satish, and definitely wanting Mysore Warriors to finish well in this first innings. They've put into bat, remember, and they need to justify that. On the other hand, for Hubli Tigers, they'll have to see how well they can restrict.
Just checking that fact, I was actually saying that in the season gone by, Nikki Prasad probably captained the T20 team. She was away for a bit of the time, and then therefore Shubha stepped in to captain the 50-over senior women's team. So, yeah, 2 captains out there.
This has turned out to be a good over, this. 11 runs coming off this, 13th over, 13 done. It's 81 for 2, Mysore Warriors. It's a captain coming to bowl. She did bowl well in that power play. Just gave away 2 runs, did Vrinda Dinesh. Now captain versus captain. Shubha Satish, 1 hit away. With on off cuts and excellently fielded there at point region. Come back for a couple. Takes her to 49. And a half century brewing here for Shubha Satish. And I'm sure she'll change gears after getting to that half century. It's done pretty well already. Just 1 hit away from getting that half century. And gets it to Shubha Satish. Take a bow. This is an excellent knock here. Getting a half century in this match number 7. Leading the team from the front. They were put into bat and she is justified in standing ovation for the captain. This is a brilliant knock here. The foundation has been set. And she needs to take it till the end. And that's exactly what she'll be thinking. A lot of thoughts under that helmet now. Wanting to get to a big score.
So this is Shubha's 3rd half century in this tournament. Looking good. Captain taking command.
You know, what needs to happen from the other end as well, that they need to get boundaries for sure. Try and milk the bowling. Try and see there are less a number of dot deliveries. But Vrinda Dinesh has done a good job here. She's bowled those 9 deliveries, gave away only 5 runs. But who are the wicket takers is the question too. 2 wickets gone are for Rameshwari Gaikwad. Nobody else looks like picking up wickets here. This is sloppy. Come back for the second.
In terms of sheer overs now, Raghavendra, this is like 14th over. So do you see this as getting past the consolidation phase? Would you, if you're out there as a captain or a coach, want these players to go for it and just step it up a bit at this stage?
At least you should look at 1 boundary every over, that's for sure, to start with. And try and get singles. So try and get about 10 runs an over. It's just that they've got 5 runs off the 4 deliveries now. They need a boundary every over. And that's what will take them to closer to that 150 mark.
We've spoken earlier about how often these 2 left-handers play with each other, and really there seems to be a certain chemistry going, and somehow when they're out there for however long they are, it just seems a long time. It really seems to lift the morale of the team.
Goes inside out and goes over that cover fielder and can't get to it, and they will get a boundary. So that's another Kalyani Motors boundary. Ends it well too this over. 14 overs done, 90 for 2 Mysore Warriors.
So here's that, just rocking onto the back foot. Shubha gets a 50 with that. And a wonderfully celebrated 50. Another short pass point.
Yeah, it's been strokes all over, isn't it? Square of the wicket, nicely driven through the covers. She's taken the aerial route. She has used that feet to good effect, going down on 1 knee and also taking it to the cleaners. So it's been that she's on an attack and nicely plays it all around. You take the wagon wheel and you see that in front of the wicket, and also square is somewhere where she scored a lot of runs. So this is exactly what is needed, and gets to a brilliant half century. She's done that time and again for the team and lifted the spirits of Mysore Warriors. This is the captain, Shubha Satish.
Yeah, Shubha leading from the front, and Shishira supporting amicably at the other end.
Oh, beautifully struck that. The sound was sweet, and that is a cycle pure agarbatti maximum. What a shot that is of confident captain taking on Monica Patel. She just came back for a second spell and she threw the kitchen sink at that one.
Yeah, literally through the kitchen sink. And just as we felt that past this consolidation phase, there's going to be somebody who launches. I think they have the measure of the pitch fully. Shubha especially stepping out, and the words of our co-commentator, using the pace, creating your own pace on the pitch and dispatching it away.
Oh, this has gone straight, and the fielder can't get to it too. Couple of bounces into the fence. This is the big over they're targeting, and also get to 100 in style does Mysore Warriors. A 6 and a 4 now.
Shubha truly understanding the pitch, not doing nothing extraordinary, just giving that little bit of elevation to that half volley. Doesn't clear the boundary, doesn't need to, just goes for a Kalani Motors boundary, which is all they need. And now you have the fielder being pushed back there to that long off fence for the left-hander.
Just being a little reactive, isn't it? Captain Vrinda Dinesh. Monica Patel with an offer, slashes again over that cover point fielder. This is turning out to be a very good over. Wants the strike as well and takes it on. Takes on the fielder for that throw. This is brilliant. 12 runs of the first 2 deliveries.
You know, one of the reasons I feel that a lot of the batters need to go a little bit aerial is because not all of them play at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Yes, Shubhanshu should do a little bit. And here with the sand-based outfield, sometimes the ball tends to hold a bit. So when you're giving it just that little bit of an extra thrust, you're getting the boundary. So it's a good experience for them to play on a sand-based outfield where you need to do slightly different things to reach the boundary.
She's doing the heavy lifting, isn't it? Is Shubha Satish. Has moved on to 62 of 48 deliveries and 12 fours and 2 sixes in this innings of Mysore Warriors. They're getting a move on. They're motoring along well here. The projected score 141. And shots like these will only make it better. That goes the distance too, I reckon. Just waiting for the umpire's signal, and that is and should be over the line.
Seems to us from here to be over the line. We'll just wait for the umpire's signal. Certainly a 6. The umpire signal 6. Just going on down on one knee and hitting it to that backward of square fence. What a beautiful shot. She just shimmied down a little bit, moved to the offside, and just changed the line of the bowler. Wonderful batting there by the batters out there.
Excellent cricketing sense from Shubha Satish. She's played all around now. This is turning out to be a massive over this. 18 runs have come off it. 2 massive sixes, 1-4. The bowler under pressure now.
Just looking around to see the field that she has, Shubha, as she prepares to launch into probably another big shot somewhere. Minor hold up as a result.
Yeah, this is the over they were looking for, isn't it? And that's pressure telling on the bowler. Now probably they look at 150, over 150 easily, and unless if Shubha goes on to play till the 20th over, and that 170 could be a possibility too.
Yeah, that's looking likely, very, very, very high, very, very likely now with these two out there, and Kusuma to follow. Zoya could do some damage.
The batter's coming in now. There will be pressure on Shishira too. She's got a free license here. 19 runs over, 1 ball to go. Plays uppishly and straight into the hands. Something to cheer for Monica Patel in this over. 19 runs had come off it, and then Shishira trying to do what Shubha did, but not able to clear that ring of fielders inside the circle. Straight into the hands. Gone.
Just trying to play from the crease and giving it straight to Saina Kapoor over there. Shishira just doing what she's done. She could have had other short options, but just tending to play from the crease and slashing at that.
Important breakthrough for Hubli Tigers as well, and gets their 3rd wicket. She's done her bit, did Shishira. 15 overs done. It's 109 for 3 for Mysore Warriors.
Done. against the run of play in the last ball of the over. Monica Patel proving expensive, 19, and the last ball, Shishira, a tame dismissal, just holding out to the cover point fielder. A breakthrough and a sigh of relief for Monica, who's looked a touch expensive today. 3 overs and 36. Shubha still going strong, 69 of 50. And the batter who's coming is Kusuma. 109 for 3. What would Mysuru look at from here on? Certainly the captain out in the middle. She would have looked at the target and she would have reassessed it at the half-time mark. Welcome, Param.
Yeah, that loss of Shishira Gowda there can prove to be a little bit expensive for themselves. Hubli Tigers, be very important here for them to restrict the Mysore Warriors to a maybe 140, 145. Although Shubha Satish, she's going strong. She's been very consistent this entire tournament. 350s in her 4th outing.
Bowling change, and Priya Chavan, who proved pretty expensive yesterday night, is brought into the attack as late as the 16th over. True, and as a leader, she's led from the front with the bat. All the noise is being made. Testimony is 3rd half century in 4 outings. It's a consistency of the highest order, and being an Indian cricketer, the pressure certainly is on you, and she's led by example, and a lot of learnings for the youngsters around her in the side to look at and take it forward. Straight away, good strike from Kusuma. If not trying to get the big hits, I think Kusuma will do good if she can farm the strike and get Shubha back on.
Very interesting decision here from Vrinda to bring Priya Chavan on in the 16th over. She was a little expensive yesterday, giving away 21 runs in her first over. Only bowled the 2 last night. But captain showing faith, captain showing trust in her bowler.
True, any cricketer for that matter, with whatever rich experience you might have behind you, you would have had a lot of good games under your belt. The game teaches you a lot, and yesterday could be, one of those days when Priya Chavan was off colour. And as you mentioned, it's a lovely gesture from the side of the captain to show faith in her and say, yes, you're going to come and bowl the 16th. Never know. She has a good day today. She might get to bowl 3 more overs on the trot. Another scintillating shot from the blade of Shubha. No chance for the fielder at the sweeper cover. Yet another boundary for Shubha.
Yes, slightly wide there from Priya Chavan. Little foolish from Priya as well. And Shubha Satish dispatches that for another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Brilliant effort. You can see nonchalance the way she's seeing the ball. Square drive is the terminology we used in olden days. But pick the cap beautifully. 360 degree is what is the game being seen from Shubha today. Wide, throws her hands at it. No ball is the call. Followed by a free hit. This certainly should get Kusuma on the go.
That's a bit of a gift there from Priya Chavan. No ball and a free hit. Kusuma will have to capitalize on this. It's that right hand, left hand combination in the middle. So there will be some changes in the field. There is a long on, there is a deep mid wicket, there is a long off. And sweeper.
Swing and a miss. This is where yesterday also Priya Chavan did struggle a bit. Couple of no balls followed by white balls, and that 1 over which really cost them dear. That was one, and the penultimate over bowled by Rameshwari Gaikwad. Till then I think they were spot on from there. It does go down, difficult to erase it from your memory. The baggage certainly would be on. Oh, shot and slap back. Certainly took the sting off the ball, but must have certainly hurt her. You You can see her ringing onto the fingers. Certainly she would need medical attention.
I hope she's not done too much damage there. Kusuma Gowda hit that really hard. And Priya Chavan, back of the hand delivery there. Ooh. Tried to stop that and hope that's not hit the top of the palm.
Looks like it's just got below the wrist, and certainly was seen her shaking her hand, and could be painful. 5 balls into her over, already 10 conceded. Not a good sign in case she has to leave the field. It's an external blow. Hopefully she's up and kicking and the game can move on.
She looks okay. She's a tough cookie. And Shubha Satish, 75 of 53. She'll be looking to finish the innings on a high. They're 119 for 3. Try and get to that 150 from here.
Of course, it's been pretty difficult to predict the power scores because the way the batting has been on display, it's been pretty up and down, and we saw a brilliant game wherein 175, 176 was chased down on occasions yesterday, especially where 125 was defended. Nothing wrong with the surfaces. The surfaces have been belters. It's just about the way the batters have gone on about the business. It's all up to Shubha Satish to ensure she holds on. Once again, back of the hand. Single is what they will get after last ball, and Priya Chavan would breathe a sigh of relief. 11 off the over, 16 done, and Mysore Warriors are 120 for the loss of 3 wickets. .5 is the current run rate, and the projected scores are showing 150. In fact, if you look at IPL being played in Chinnaswamy, the average scores have been around 190 and 200. And the Maharaja recently, which concluded with the finals happening on the 12th of July, the first innings par score was around about 180, 190. Same sort of surfaces are being deployed here, but it's just that the batters still have not come to the party. Already this is the 4th round the teams are into. They have taken time to adjust to the conditions, maybe overawed by the situation. The game's going live on YouTube KSCA. That's a matter of time. Maybe a day or two we could get to see those magical numbers of 170 and 180 coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Might be the early nerves. But 4 games in, teams are now settling in. Wickets getting better. That's a nice shot there, but we'll find the fielder. Yeah, we were talking about 170, 180, 190 being scored here during the Maharaja Trophy. These girls are quite talented, and that day is not far when we see those scores here in the Maharani Trophy as well.
We've seen some exceptional batting, some brilliant knocks, some cameos, some long hits. The sixes have been quite massive. It would be on any cricket ground across the world. As we see one more down the ground, no timing this time around. Monika Patel makes no mistake. Kusuma Gowda comes in a bit to up the ante, manages to hold out, and Vrinda Dinesha picks up the important wicket. 4th wicket down for the Mysore Warriors.
Yep, Kusuma Gowda not timing that to perfection. Slightly fuller here from Vrinda Dinesh, and she finds the fielder there at long gone. Monika Patel, she's not going to make a mistake.
Once again, no pace on offer. Another batter trying to hit from the crease. Absolutely getting no pace on the ball. Timing not good enough. Comfortably latched on. Monika Patel did put on a sitter yesterday, but certainly not today. 121 for the loss of 4 Mysore Warriors. That brings in the talented all-rounder Pooja Kumari. She's had a pretty good outing in this Maharani Trophy. Has bowled her off-spinners tidily and yet to create the sort of impact she's capable of with the bat. Could be today is the day. Just about 18 balls left in this innings. Ideal situation. License for her to go for the kill. Free ball, full toss down the leg. Vrinda Dinesh certainly would be more than happy that it was just a single of that ball. Did she try something different on that ball, Vrinda Dinesh?
Yeah, she got away with that one. It was a full toss delivery down the leg. Pooja not completely capitalizing on that. But Vrinda will be happy with that. Just restricting them to a single.
Just seeing the umpire Arun Vijay wiping the ball off with the towel. Could be a little bit of wetness. Maybe when the ball did land near the covers there, it just pick up a little bit of moisture. Tossed up, driven well. Can't beat the ring of fielders on the offside. Well set fielder. Shot third, backward point and a square point in front. Sweeper cover and a long off. Long off is pretty straight, and two riders on the onside are the cow corner and long on. She will keep it tight just on or under off stump. Short and wide. Shubha will certainly be disappointed. This is the time when they will be looking for those boundaries. Those 2 wickets just pull the run rate back.
Yeah, the loss of Shishira Gowda and Kusuma Gowda definitely have caused a dent in that run rate for the Mysore Warriors.
Good over for Vrinda Dinesh. Just a single after lost. 4 singles and a wicket in that over. 124 for the loss of 4 wickets are Mysore Warriors at the end of 17. Still 3 overs left in the innings. So far, Mysore Warriors have done a reasonably good job thanks to the skipper Shubha Satish, who's still undefeated on 78 of 57. She certainly would be knowing as to what sort of a score would be a realistic one that could be defended. And mind you, Mysore has got some wonderful spinners in their lineup. It won't be an easy task if they get somewhere close to 145, 150. And it'll be a big uphill task for Hubli because they're going to chase after 2 games. So it's totally a new innings for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Yashika Gowda, Sahana Pawar, Pooja Kumari, sure they'll be raring to go in that second innings. Swept and swept well. That's another boundary there. Saina Kapoor coming in for her third, slightly down the leg on that occasion. Pooja Kumari timed that beautifully, and valiant effort there from the fielder at shot fine, but that'll be another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Disappointed with the fielding effort was Saina, but drifting down the leg, a free hit, and Pooja Kumari just gets on top of the ball, starting the boundary with over the boundary, and certainly the pressure would be back on Saina Kapoor. True, and Hubli Tigers would be itching, saying that we need to restrict them to the lowest they can. But easier said than done. Good on Pooja to just rotate the strike and hand it back to Shubha. Shubha would love this challenge of taking on the left arm spinner, and she certainly would be walking across and targeting the leg side area. Let's see what sort of a field the skipper gives Saina Kapoor.
There is a long on the leg side. There is a deep mid wicket, and she's got a square leg and a short fine, so no fielder behind Shubha Satish on the leg side. Very, very interesting field. Now the change. Rameshwari Gaikwad going back to deep square leg. So there are 3 boundary riders on the leg side.
Steps out. Not good timing. The sort of field set she's got for Shubha Satish. The bowling is going to be more on the stumps or just outside of, wherein she's going to ask Shubha to fetch it from there and try go over the leg side. 3 riders on the boundary. Quick change, we're seeing 4 inside the ring, mid-off inside for the right-hander Pooja. Important 3 balls coming up for Saina Kapoor. Nicely tossed up, slowing the pace. Ball just holding onto a surface a touch. Pooja absolutely couldn't get any sort of timing on that one. Good thing again is Shubha back on strike. Will she target straight down the ground over mid-off, or will she still look for the gap between deep mid-wicket and long on? That's a huge gap. In fact, it's a straightish long on.
And that's exactly the gap that she's targeting. Fielder there at deep mid-wicket, Nikki Prasad. She covers ground, and that'll only be a single. So far, not a bad over from Saina Kapoor. Just a boundary and a couple of singles.
So just try to overhit that ball and losing shape, and then get the right connection. Hint of turn and outside edge, not intended the way they need to go. On this outfield, just races away to the third man boundary. 4 to finish the over. End of 18. Mysore Warriors are 136 for the loss of 4 wickets. Certainly Saina Kapoor will be a little upset with what happened of the last ball. A good ball beating her with the bounce and turn, but the batter just getting a thick outside edge, and it raced away to the boundary. 11 coming off that, and 2 more overs left in this innings. Vrinda Dinesh to bowl the important 19th, and she's up against the in-form skipper to skipper, who's got a point to prove. 136. Can Mysuru get to that magical figure of 150?
Well, that's been hit over point, and another Kalyani Motors boundary. Little fuller here from Vrinda Dinesh, and Shubha Satish definitely going for that 1-5, 1-5-5, 1-5-6 mark.
Just opening the face of the bat. Timing, she knew she had to just clear the infield. 3 fielders in the ring on square. Value for shots on this outfield. Races away to the boundary. Pressure straight away on Vrinda Dinesh. Starting off with the boundary. Steps out down the ground. Connection not good enough, but for a minute, Monika Patel overran, and before she could turn around, it looks like a cycle pure Agarbatti maximum.
Yeah, slightly fuller here from Vrinda Dinesh, and shimmy down the wicket. And she didn't time that to perfection, but still another maximum. Monika Patel, had she been on the boundary, there was a chance.
She did misjudge one, and she just ran in a touch. Pressure catching up. Meanwhile, an appeal from Vrinda Dinesh, a confident one. Also, the keeper joining the party. Clearly off the pad, and just more out of desperation. Rather wanted to just confuse the umpire, saying if he was about to miss the ball hitting the pad and was about to signal a wide. Starting the ball over with a 4 and a 6. 10 away from a 100 for Shubha, and already the Mysore Warriors are in striking distance. 146. Once again timed beautifully, this time between extra cover. Will it? Rameshwari Gaikwad a bit slow to reach that, and certainly the skipper not happy. 2 more. 92 is Shubha Satish. Certainly the body language of the skipper not looking good. Not happy with the fielding effort from Rameshwari Gaikwad.
Yeah, slightly sloppy on the field. The Hubli Tigers, we saw that on a couple of occasions. Rameshwari Gaikwad earlier from Monika Patel with that misjudged catch. That's been timed beautifully, and for another boundary. Slightly shorter on this occasion from Vrinda Dinesh, and Shubha Satish is not going to miss out on that. She moves on to 96.
Picks up the length beautifully. 2 fielders inside the ring, square off the wicket. A pickup shot, timed to perfection. She's seeing the ball like a football. No stopping that on the boundary line. Second boundary in this over, added with the 6. Drooping shoulders, confidence not looking great for the Hubli Tigers. Momentum certainly on the Mysore Warriors side. Steps out down the ground. Will they push for 2? 2 is the call. Monika Patel once again sloppy work in the outfield. Diving Pooja makes the ground. That finishes over number 19. Mysore Warriors are 154 for the loss of 4 wickets.
Shubha Satish batting on 98. Very interesting to see who comes on to bowl that last over for the Hubli Tigers. Looks like Saina Kapoor will be bowling that last over. Pooja will want to give that strike back to Shubha Satish.
Signs are not looking ominous for the Hubli Tigers. This was the last ball, and they did run 2 on that slow running touchdown. Yeah, she's made good her ground, and throw still not coming in. That was a despairing dive, and Pooja Kumari putting everything on the line. Certainly Vrinda Dinesh was not happy with the effort, the fielding effort of Monika Patel as well as Rameshwari Gaikwad. One occasion Monika Patel running in, misjudging the ball, just going over the ropes. Had she been on the line, would have been a possible chance. Just a bit sloppy in conceding 2 twos. And Mysore Warriors have reached 154. Certainly will be extremely happy as of now. 1 more over to go, and Saina Kapoor starting the last from the Rahul Dravid end. Going for glory. Missing everything and connecting thin air. Shubha Satish is having a quick word saying, just get a single and get me on strike. It's just not about my personal milestone, but also it's important runs for the team.
Yeah, sloppy work there from the wicketkeeper. Could have been a chance of a stumping.
Happy that you're not a coach. You've been too harsh. Actually, it was a Yorker. Tough take. Yorked it, and the ball passing between the bat and the body of the batter. Certainly not an easy take. It will go down as a chance in the scorecard, but a tough one. Misfield allows a single. Nikki Prasad this time. All eyes on Shubha Satish. 1 strike away. 3 balls left in the innings. Can she get to the coveted mark? 1-0-0. Will it be the first 100 in the Maharani Trophy, or did we have one last year? The first one, and if it comes from the blade of what a player. Test cricketer captaining the Mysore Warriors. Has been in the form of a life. 2 half centuries prior to this. Batting on 98 today. Skippering the Mysore Warriors. A shining star. Certainly a superstar in the making in the future. 1 strike away. Steps out, down the ground. Clears the mid-off. They cross for 1, come back. That's the boundary. Joy, elation. The first 3-figure mark in this edition of the Maharani Trophy 2026. She takes her helmet off. What a knock. Come at the art, come at the woman. Shubha Satish is it. Make a note of this jersey number 43. The dugout gets up. A standing ovation. The Mysuru supporters are all standing up for a wonderful 100 from the skipper.
What an absolute superstar, Shubha Satish. Slightly fuller there from Saina Kapoor, and shimmy down the wicket over the mid-off fielder. Now the mid-off goes back. What an absolutely amazing innings this has been from Shubha Satish. 102 of 66. We were talking earlier that can the Mysore Warriors get to 155? Now even 170 is a possibility.
It's just about one batter at the top 3 batting through the innings, and I think this is a classic example. She's taken the onus upon herself and said, I'm going to bat through the 20. What a knock, and what a time it's come in. This time down the ground, lofted, no connection. Comfortably taken it long on. It's the skipper, Vrinda Dinesh. Her opposite number scalps it. What a fine knock coming to an end. 102 of 66. Camaraderie. The opponent's just walking across and giving her a tap on the shoulder. I think she's done her job. Ball to spare in the inning. She departs.
Yeah, she didn't time that and didn't get under it. What a good catch there from Vrinda Dinesh. Slightly fuller here on this occasion, but She couldn't capitalize on that delivery, but absolutely outstanding innings here from Shubha Satish.
Truly deserves a standing ovation, and that is a typical captain's knock, batting through the inning. 119 balls she's been out there, just misses on that one particular ball, and what a knock. Take a bow, Shubha Satish. Certainly no one will forget this knock at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Last ball of the innings coming up. It's Diksha on strike. Beaton finishes off in style. Mysuru finished at 159 for 5 at the end of 20 overs. Saina Kapoor finishes her spell. 1 wicket, that of the captain, giving away 26 runs. The target will be 160. Certainly the Mysore Warriors will be more than happy when they could defend 125 yesterday. Is it not possible for them to do this? But mind you, this is a different pitch, different surface. Ball coming on nicely to the bat. And we've seen some exquisite shots and lovely stroke play from the bat of the skipper, Shubha Satish. The afternoon, the 20 overs batting display was completely dominated by Shubha Satish.
Yeah, what an absolute superstar. Couple of cameos there from Shishira Gowda. And we saw that from Sheetal Santosh as well. The superstar Shubha Satish, 102 of 67. Sheetal Santosh, just 14 of 12. A handy 14. Yashika Gowda couldn't really take off, 4 from 8. Shishira Gowda, good cameo there, 19 of 20. And Kusuma Gowda, just 2 of 4. But Pooja, very, very important, crucial knock, 13 of just 9 balls. But that superstar knock there we saw earlier from Shubha Satish. 159 of 5 of their 20.
Shubha's 100 boundaries laced all around the ground. Cut shots, peppering the offside field, picking those gaps with precision. Brilliant off drives. These were all in the power play. Stand and deliver. Elegance personified. Long hits. Missed chance here and there, but nevertheless she took it on. This was a brilliant 6 straight down the ground. Took on the spinners, the faster bowlers, everybody on display. Never did spare any single bowler in the opponent. Particularly relished the spinners, used the feet well, dancing down, going over the top, using the drive to good effect, shimmying down, walking across the stumps. All shots in the dictionary. This was the 50, a subdued celebration. But from there on, she said, the job was only half done. There's still a long way for me to go. Stepping down, welcoming Monika Patel for a second spell. 19 of the over against the run of play was just 1 wicket that they lost after last ball. But shots all round the wicket, nothing fancy. We didn't see far too many rivers, the scoops, the ramp shots, typical cricketing shots, and adding to that, left-hander's elegance. That's what we got to see. Pick up shots. She played the field brilliantly, made the bowlers pour to her strengths. Not on a given instance that she did look that she was struggling for time. A kiss and a wave, elated Mysuru supporters in the dugout. What a 100. And what an important time and an important game.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a bowling card for you, Monika Patel. Expensive today. Rameshwari Gaikwad, 2 for 22. 1 for 33, Vrinda Dinesh. Saina Kapoor, 1 for 26. No wickets for Nikki and Priya Chavan. Overall, the Hubli Tigers winning the toss, deciding to bowl, will be a touch disappointed with their bowling. That was basically due to some sloppy fielding and a couple of chances going down. But nevertheless, job on hand. 160 is the target on hand. What sort of a show can Hubli put up? Hubli need 160 in 20 overs. Don't go away anywhere. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back to the Maharani Trophy KSCA T20. The Mysore Warriors put into bat, and what a fantastic display of batting we saw from a skipper, Subhash Satish. 102 of 67 balls, dismissed off the penultimate delivery. Not much of contribution from the others. 14 from Sheetal Santosh at the top, 19 from Shishira Gowda, and 13 not out from Pooja. And then Mysore put up a pretty good score of 159 for 5. And the bowling card, not very impressive. 2 for 22, Rameshwari Gaikwad, a wicket apiece for Vrunda Dinesh and Saina Kapoor. Yes, would be a touch disappointed, the Hubli Tigers, in conceding 159 for 5 after winning the toss and electing to bowl. Joining me in the comm box is Vikram. Vikram, looking at this bowling card, did you miss out on anything?
Perhaps, the Hubli Tigers were tempted by the fact that we must bait the batters, and I really thought there was some case for Sakshi Munawali, who they blooded into this game, her first game, to actually use the one end where there seemed to be a little bit of seam, the same end Monica bowled from. But, and if you look in hindsight, that there is some justification perhaps for that, but hindsight is never the right judge, right? So really, apart from that, I think they did fine. They just preferred not to go with the pacer. Priya Chavan was brought in and preferred to stick back with their spin bowlers. But yeah, perhaps a new bowler could have posed slight challenges. Sakshi has, after all, played for the state under-15s.
So very important point to notice, a fast bowler being drafted into the playing 11, particularly for this game. And she doesn't get a hand on a ball to just roll her arm over. Surprising. In fact, not too impressive with the way Vrunda Dinesh handled the side. Shoulders drooping, and she was a bit animated, not happy with the sort of fielding efforts. But nevertheless, job done for Mysore Warriors. They're out there thanks to that brilliant 100 by Subhash Satish. Hubli Tigers now in pursuit of 160. They have a task on hand, and experienced and explosive duo of Pratyusha and Vrinda. Pratyusha particularly in form last game. She got off to a flyer and got a brilliant half century. Vrinda has got off to a start, made a couple of 30s and 40s, but not kicked on from there to get a big score. But Mysuru, on the other hand, defended 125 yesterday, managing to restrict Bengaluru Blasters to 116. To start the proceedings from the Rahul Dravid end, it will be Alam. All in readiness. Shot third, backward point, square point, extra cover mid-off. Plays the call. Straight away swing. Pratyusha, just all hands and no feet. Good start from Alam.
Yeah, Alam's been known to keep it in that good length area. Also, I'll be watching later in this innings whether they're actually going to use Zoya Kazi, the off-break bowler they've introduced here, the off-break all-rounder or batting all-rounder. A lot of us consider a genuine all-rounder. Also a very good player in the field, very good in the field. So it'll be interesting to see if they do what the Hubli Tigers didn't do.
Straight away, hitting the straps. Alam, no looseness from her side, and no sighters for Pratyusha. True, in terms of captaincy, Shubha's looked that much more cool, and she's ringed in her bowling changes, got the right fielders in the right positions, and she's somebody who's taken the team along with her. Whereas at times we've seen Vrinda just lose it, get a bit animated. Maybe that could rub off on the side with a lot of youngsters around, as you're always mentioning, 15, 19-year-old girls in the side. This time around trying a bit too much. We've not seen Alam do that much to get the ball away from the batter. It's just about getting the ball in the right areas, and this power play is going to be very important for both the sides.
So you mentioned about the sort of body language which the leader exudes. You, Srinath, have also been a coach right at the top. So how should the captain react or control her feelings?
Captains are different. We can look at an MS Dhoni, we can look at a Virat Kohli, a Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill now, could be a Shreyas Iyer. Each person is made differently. But the one who doesn't display too much of emotions on the face, what we call as poker face, you could find that maybe in an MS or Rohit Sharma to an extent, maybe with Shubman now. But certain people are over-expressive. People who've been along with them for a long time could take it in easily, but for youngsters it certainly could be daunting. Swing and a miss this time around. The ball just shaping a bit away. Is Alam trying a bit too much? Coming back to the captains. The captain sets the tone. And he's the leader of the ship, and obviously a lot is expected from him. A tap on the shoulder of the player at that particular point in time would do a lot of good rather than just fingers pointing and hands waved all over the ground. That's the sort of message he's sending, saying certainly that, you know, the disappointment is open. Yes, winning at all cost is the order of the day. That's what teams and captains expect.
Let's dwell a little on the second leader in the team, then the vice captain. You find that in some sides that the vice captain is not really announced, but there is a de facto vice captain, and you obviously know that when the captain goes off the field, someone has to take over. So do you, Sri, see the vice captain stepping in to do something slightly different, or is that just act like interference in these particular games?
Well, they've got a very experienced cricketer, but a youngster, Nikki Prasad, as the vice captain. She's captained the India under-19 and won a cup for them. Obviously, she knows what it is to lead a side and win a trophy, that to the national side. Yeah, if she's patrolling the boundaries, it becomes a bit tough for her. Just nudges it around the corner. Chase in vain, and that would be the first Kalyani Motors boundary coming in from the blade of the skipper, Vrinda Dinesh.
Alam's natural in-swing ball, just allowing the scope for that ball to be turned around the corner. Fielder Shreya Mishra is not able to stop it. That's another Kalyani Motors boundary. Oh, welcome, and that's the fifth ball of the over.
Vrinda starts off in style, just subtle timing, and picking the gap was most important. Will Alam finish well? Oh, she's looked a touch rusty today. Third white ball in the over, and all the three whites have been outside the off stump, not getting a wrist position in the right place. She's trying to get the ball away from the batter. The reason could be she's got a short fine, a short mid wicket, and a long on. Is she trying to avoid getting the ball into the stumps? A natural stock ball is the ball coming back in. If it's on the stumps like what happened the previous one, it could go for runs on the leg side. Driven sweeper cover will do the job. 9 of the first over from Alam. 9 without loss at the end of 1. Hubli Tigers. .160 is the target, and the Hubli Tigers getting off to a good start. 9 of the first over bowled by Alam. A nice delicate nudge to the leg by Vrinda, getting a first boundary. Shreya Mishra to start proceedings from the Anil Kumble end. And didn't she look impressive in her first outing yesterday? Tall, lanky fast bowler, got the ball in the right areas. She was able to extract some good seam movement and some bounce. She'll be pretty important for the Warriors, and she's going to get the ball into the areas where we spoke about a bit of grass. Can she exploit that particular patches of grass? Touch wider. These bowlers, especially in the power play, need to get their lines pretty quickly. Field restrictions within the first 6. You just got 2 boundary riders. Margin for error for these bowlers are just that bit lesser.
Is it all right for these women bowlers to just bowl slightly wider in that 5th, 6th stump corridor, if I can call it that, well within the guidelines, knowing that in this game there is not that much power, whereas the boys would find the width and dispatch the ball straight away to the cow corner fence?
True, that tactic can be deployed once the ball gets a little bit older, but in the power play, it could be a dangerous ploy. Swung and swung hard. No fielder there on the boundary. This time around, it's Pratyusha coming to the party. Picks up A brilliant Kalyani Mota boundary this time around in front of square.
Srinath just about hit it off stump line, but the angle of the ball was such that the batter easily swung back and hit it for Kalyani Mota's boundary. Effortless shot there. Straight away saw what was happening as soon as she detected the angle on that ball.
True hitting with the angle was one, and what true bounce are we getting to see on the surface? That's something phenomenal, and time and again when I've been doing the pitches, I've been stunned that we've still not got to see the sort of scores we expect to. Edge, hard hit to the left of third, races away to the third man boundary. Back-to-back boundaries for Pratyusha. Shreya Mishra just erring in line, but no chance for the fielder at short third. Just racing away to another Kalyani Mota boundary. The start what the Hubli Tigers were looking for. The impetus has been provided by these two explosive batters in the middle. Experienced Pratyusha, and along with her is Vrinda Dinesh. Shreya Mishra, false start, a single off the first ball and conceded 2 boundaries. Certainly the pressure is back on her. Playing a best funny game is cricket. Well, a special person joining the combox along with me. The first woman cricketer to score 100 for India, and she was amidst us sitting in the diamond box witnessing the first centurion in the Maharani Trophy. Shubha Satish. No takers for guesses. It's none other than Shanta Rangaswamy. Shanta, how was the feeling?
Oh, great. I'm happy that the girls are now opening out, because it's what, the 7th match? 9th match, 7th match for the first century to come. But it's a rarity in T20 games. But then Shubha has been amongst runs, even the earlier matches here. She made a debut against England, a successful one. Her innings was so good, the former coach of the Indian team said, "Shubha, where were you hiding all these days?" in the commentary. W.V. Raman said that. But unfortunately, she met with an injury. And then after that, her...
Between we see a superb off driver. Timing personified. Right-hander, when we talk about timing, it was elegant. Pratyusha getting a second boundary. Leadoff had no chance on that. A touch full, but it had to be put in the gap. Third boundary in this over. Pressure straight away back on Shreya Mishra. Just one step down, taking the ball on the full. Looking in fine form. And this is sort of start the Hubli Tigers would have wanted, and that's what they're looking up to. The experienced duo of Pratyusha and Vrinda. Final ball, Shreya would just be counting. A star saying, I should finish well. Once again, swing. Latter half of the bat, but races away. There's no protection on the deeper. Finishes the over with the Kalyani Mota boundary. 4 boundaries in this over. Over number 2 comes to an end. Hubli Tigers on a rampage, 27 without loss. In pursuit of 160, Hubli Tigers getting off to a flyer, 27 without loss. And we still have Shanta with us. She was mentioning about none other than W.V. Raman, my good friend from Tamil Nadu, mentioning that where she was. One thing I can vouch for, Shanta, I can take the words out of your mouth. You would have been extremely happy with the sort of classic cricketing shots he played. Nothing fancy. The reverse sweeps, the ramps. Am I right? Have I got it right?
No, I've seen him, but I would rather concentrate on Shubha.
I was speaking about Shubha. I said
Yes,
in her 100, she didn't play anything fancy was what I mentioned.
That's what no unorthodox shots. This is the type of game which will take her she'll go places only if she plays like this. And then after that injury, she got dropped out, and what happened later was, the viewers will be seeing the way Shubha stroked her way to a century, the first of this tournament.
Welcome to the crease, Sahana Pawar. Swept well. Vrinda Dinesh is extremely good at that shot. Picks the length and line quickly. Dispatches that in front of square. That's the shot, a favorite shot. Picking the length early was more important. And picks the gap. Only lone boundary rider was at deep mid wicket. Welcome Sahana Pawar to the crease with a boundary. Pressure straight away back on the left arm spinner. This time over cover. Does it have the legs? The sweeper cover fielder. That's the mopping up. Yeah, you were talking about orthodox shots having place in the shortest format. I think that was a testimony to the way Shubha played today.
I agree, because this is the type of cricket I look forward to watching, irrespective of the format. I've seen some of the girls getting carried away, trying all unorthodox strokes unsuccessfully. If they have mastered it, I can understand that. But here, Sahana is the main bowler, the main hope for Mysore, because she's been with the Karnataka team for almost a decade now, and she's a frontline bowler for Karnataka as well as Mysore Warriors.
And she's up against the two best in the business, Pratyusha and Vrinda. Interesting battle down the ground, and this time high over long on. The fielder at long on can just be a spectator. The first of the cycle pure maximum. This time around from the blade of Pratyusha. Certainly up and confident is Hubli in this chase. Tossed up, picks the length quickly. Free flow of the batter. We say she just teed off from where she was. Execution, power, timing, spot on. 10 on 10 for this maximum from Pratyusha. Smart wicket, holding it a bit back. The umpire just unmoved. Big appeal for a caught behind. Yeah, it's just one line if I can sum it up. Minimum risk, maximum output result. That was what Shubha today on display.
I think you put it very aptly. Yes, and Vrinda, of course, is a seasoned player, having played for India A also. But Pratyusha was doing very well for Karnataka a few years back. Somehow 2 years back her form had dipped, not much of performance, and I think she was not accommodated last season. But even the first match she struggled. Now second match she got runs, and here she's showing more intent now, which is, I think, with the competition going. I was talking about Subhash Satish because I have a point to make. She got injured, she got out of the team, and then to get back. In the meanwhile, Prema Rawat, someone else filled the...
Pratika Rawat.
She got the place in, and Shubha couldn't get as many runs in domestic cricket that was needed to stage a comeback. Even here, if you see, we have players like Pratyusha, who's leading Bangalore, Divya, who's here. They went and played for Puducherry last year. It's very difficult to regain their place here because there are a lot of young talent coming up. And I think the selectors would perhaps look at the young talent coming up rather than bringing back those who have gone elsewhere.
True, I think when you get to make your debut, in the case of Shubha Satish, she got a 69 against England. Unfortunate, she had to then get out of the team due to an injury. The time gap wherein you see new cricketers fill in, and Pratika Rawal came in and she got to play the World Cup, got a few runs under her belt. So to stage a comeback, it again becomes important for you to get runs under your belt. So with the sort of talent we are seeing now in our setup, it's going to be tough for these cricketers who left the state and who want to come back and stake a claim.
Very, very true. That's the point I was making. So making a debut is comparatively easy. To stage a comeback is that much more difficult because you need to show beyond doubts that you are a player of high caliber who can perform under all adversities. And that, I think, is the cream
against a run of play. Was it a chance? Certainly the bowler looks a touch disappointed. Shishira Gowda it is. Lucky, I would say, Pratyusha. Full ball to be hit, but the bat face just closing. Oh yes, should have just picked that up close to the bootlaces. We're speaking about quality of fielding. The ball just dipping. Certainly this was a breakthrough that was much needed for the Mysore Warriors. Hubli actually are just rollicking on. 40 without loss. We are just in the second ball of the fourth over. Shishira Gowda it is. Clipped. Timing to perfection. Gaps plenty on the leg side. Another Kalyani Motor boundary. Disappointment for the bowler. A half chance missed on the previous one, and making complete use of the ball, which just drifted down the leg. A free hit of sorts to Pratyusha, who's seeing it really as big as a football now. True, Shanta, you're making a point about comebacks being difficult. We always, as cricketers, the youngsters, one name that strikes us was always Mohinder Ramanath. He came back to domestic, grounded out, got those hundreds. It's a matter of time. The way Shubha's played here, she's going to convert that into performances in domestic.
I think so. She deserves it because she has been at it and hasn't given up. You see, this never say die attitude always works out. And if you look at this particular tournament, most of the pace bowlers haven't lived up to their expectations. They're straying down the leg side and things. So when you set a field and you're not able to bowl to the field, I think you're not doing your job properly. And I felt this is generally everywhere. This could be a close one.
You feel you've been watching a lot of cricket right from your playing days to the modern day cricket per se, especially in women cricket. I felt that the subcontinent basically, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, I think we are all more spin heavy rather than trying to focus on trying to get good fast bowlers in. I think the reason India struggled in the recent T20 World Cup in England was we didn't have the quality fast bowlers up front to do the dent. Is it one area where we certainly need to look at?
I think so. I think overall, if you look at it everywhere, and now it looks like Pratyusha is having a field day now, just clobbering the Mysore Warriors bowlers.
Straight hit boundary, straight as an arrow that was length, freed her arms, straight down the ground. Can't have any fielder there. Pratyusha gets another boundary. But that boundary, Hubli Tigers just coasting on to 50 without loss at the end of 4 in pursuit of 160. True, that was one area we were talking about, fast bowling. Is that an area of concern, and certainly some work to be done in that?
Even in women's cricket, in the Indian women's cricket arena, if you see, they never persisted the T20 that they lost. They never persisted with the same combination. They changed the bowlers in every match. Ultimately, India lost. Loss is acceptable, but not the lack of clarity in thinking, in planning. If you see, the same bowler who was dropped, she claimed 5 wickets in the test match, which India won. The very first test India ever played at Lord's, Indian women, they won. And I'm not trying to belittle the men, but the Indian cricketers, the men's team took 56 years to register their first win at Lord's, whereas the women's team, at first shot, they won the test. No, coming back to the pace bowler, they handled, I think the team was, I don't think they handled the team well. In fact, the other day, this trophy was Diana Adalji, who was my vice captain. Later on, she led India. She was here. She was openly saying that BCCI needs to change the people at the helm. That's because there is no clarity. And here, I would definitely think, as you rightly pointed out, all teams here, the spinners are doing reasonably well, vis-a-vis the medium pacers.
So just to add to the victory at Lord's, it took 56 years for the men and 1 for the women. It was love at first sight for the women, and it took 56 years for the men to fall in love. Sorry, well, it's a great achievement, and yes, Shanta, you've hit the nail on the head. It's about getting more fast bowlers in the pool, and particularly in this tournament. We've seen some brilliant knocks, especially Shubha Satish, 2 half-centuries prior to this game, and an outstanding 100. This afternoon certainly will be etched in gold, and not in the recent future, this people will be forgetting this. And coming to spinners, you said they've had a field day. Taking the pace of the ball, they've done really well. But overall, so far you're happy with the way things have panned out with these girls in this Maharani Trophy?
I'm very happy, mainly because they did not have many opportunities in the preceding 3 years. So I have heard it from the mayor's mouth. Most of the
I got it.
horse's mouth, gender would be wrong. So, but most of them have expressed, and I saw it here also in the YouTube, that most of the players are over the moon because they're playing here at Chinnaswamy Stadium and under lights. So I think, given the opportunities and the right encouragement, Karnataka team cannot but succeed.
Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, Shanta. I'm extremely elated to have you, the first centurion for India, and the first centurion today we had in Shubha. You've been a witness to that, and Shubha, I'll be extremely happy for that. And Karnataka cricket is in right hands, and they're going to progress well in the future.
Thanks for having me here.
Pleasure. Last ball coming up, and shimmy down, over long off, deposits that ball into the stands. This time it's Vrinda Dinesh. A cycle pure Agarbati maximum to finish over number 5. Hubli Tigers are coasting 58 without loss.
Thank you so much, K. Srinath and Shanta ma'am there. And such words of wisdom coming from the player and the great Shanta Rangaswamy herself. Change in commentary box, change in voices. It's me, Raghavendra Raj, along with me, Param Shah. 58 without losing a wicket. Hubli Tigers have woken up on the right side of the bed, Param.
Absolutely. Looks to be a good power play for the Hubli Tigers. This is exactly what they need. Build this partnership here. Pratyusha and Vrinda looking good. Very, very crucial here that they not lose any wickets early on.
Yeah, what a brisk start this is. The current run rate is 11.6. Just what the doctor ordered in this chase of 160. Put the opposition on the mat here. The Mysore Warriors did decently well to get to that total, but now here in reply, Hubli Tigers, the paces have been taken to the cleaners. Now they'll have to rethink.
We saw that in the first innings, Hubli Tigers was using a lot of spinners in that power play. Maybe there was a strategy there from Vrinda Dinesh. Mysore may be losing the plot there early on. 58 for no loss already after the 5th over.
Excellent spell, isn't it, by Rameshwari Gaikwad. 4 overs, 22 runs given away and 2 wickets picked up in that power play made the difference. Sahana Pawar nicely swept and straight to the fielder, but
we heard Shanta Rangaswamy earlier. She was talking about that robust Karnataka women's cricket system that they have. The kind of cricket that they've been playing over the last couple of years, the leagues, the tournaments, and now the Maharani Trophy, playing under lights in the Chinnaswamy Stadium. What a big platform this is for these young ladies.
Oh, absolutely, Param. It goes without saying that KSCA has put their best foot forward. In giving these women a fabulous opportunity, isn't it? It's for 7 days under lights as well, and also like the way Shanta Rangaswamy was mentioning that It's so difficult to come back to a side the moment you go out of for injury or any other reason for that matter. Making your debut is easier. Coming back and making a mark is even more tougher. We've seen Karun Nair do that and go back to the test side. Inside out, that's over covers as it has the legs to go to the boundary. Two girls chasing. Brilliantly done as well in that relay fielding. Stops the boundary.
Yeah, good effort there from the skipper, Shubha Satish. How amazing was her knock earlier. What an outstanding innings there. 102 of just 66 deliveries. Saved a couple of runs here.
And also look at the effort. This is brilliant effort on the boundary line. Every run matters, and look at the commitment as well. Oh, brilliant scenes this. You've played those deliveries. You've played 66 deliveries. And then come back to do feel like this is fabulous, isn't it? You're leading the team from the front. Oh, this time it's a bit sloppy there. She should have stopped that. Is Shreya Mishra. Another boundary. Another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, Sahana Pawar slightly short and down the leg on this occasion. Top edge there for Pratyusha. And sloppy work in the fine leg region for a boundary.
Very difficult when it goes on to those practice pitches there. It just races away. There you go. And then there's no stopping that one. This should have stopped by Shreya. Furious with herself. But this is fabulous, isn't it? The chase, 66 runs on the board. 94 needed of 86 now. They're on par. Last two deliveries of the power play. This has been a powerful performance by Hubli Tigers.
Will they come back for the second? Nope. They will be restricted to only a single. Yeah, there's absolutely been a great power play here for the Hubli Tigers. They've not lost a single wicket. Vrinda Dinesh just keeping that, giving the strike rather to Pratyusha. Pratyusha carrying on, playing the anchor's role here.
Again, swept and swept handsomely as well. One bounce into the boundary. Another Kalyani Motors boundary. This two boundaries in this last over of the power play. Finishes off well. 6 overs done. 71 for no loss. Hubli Tigers. Brilliant power play this has been for Hubli Tigers. They've milked the bowling. They've took the seamers on and they deposited over the boundary, took their chances as well. A lot of risk involved, but that is exactly what you need in this power play. That's exactly what they've done. 71 runs.
Yeah, the other thing that has been very impressive here is that they've not played any cross shots. Played fine cricket here. Played shots along the ground. Couple of aerial shots there, but absolutely amazing they've been in this power play.
Yeah, no real answers, isn't it? They've been looking for one. They've used their seamers, they've used their spinners, they've all been taken to the cleaners. And this is the last boundary of that power play. Diksha has been introduced. And now they need to pull back things, isn't it? Mysore Warriors, if they need to stay alive in this contest. 89 of 84. And just over 6 runs required. And they're going at 11.68. I'm sure this will come down now that the power play has been done and dusted. This is a strong partnership.
Absolutely very crucial here for Diksha to ensure not to give away too many runs. Try and keep it tight. Try and restrict them.
Acres and acres of space on the onside there. The 3 boundary riders. Rudimentary field. They've got a long on, long off. They've got the deep mid wicket and deep square leg, backward square leg there. All protecting those boundaries. But this is the time, isn't it? To consolidate, to get those singles. And now that they've got a very, very good start, they need to capitalize on it. That's exactly what they'll do, Param.
Absolutely. In fact, Diksha and Yashika going to be very, very crucial for them to make sure they get as many wickets as they can. They've been the pick of the bowlers for the Mysore Warriors. They've been the highest wicket takers for them. Very, very important here that they not give away too much.
If somebody needs to pick wickets, that's how they'll stay alive in this. Rameshwari Gaikwad did that for Hubli. Somebody needs to step up here. Shubha Satish, experienced captain and campaigner, will be thinking as to who's the one who's going to get it. And like the way you rightly said, Diksha could be that.
Just nudges that for a single to long on. A little bit of trivia for our viewers. The first time I ever stepped foot in a comm box, the gentleman to my right was seated right next to me, Mr. Raghavendra Raj.
Thank you so much, Param. It was a pleasure, isn't it? We all start somewhere, and it was really good to have you back then about 5 years back, and now back again in the comm box here in our own Chinnaswamy Stadium. And yeah, I think you've donned different roles, and that's exactly what you have done with KSCA as well, and now doing commentary here for this Maharani Trophy. It's a pleasure, as always. Will it trickle down to the boundary? Not to be. Good fielding that on the boundary line. Stops it in time. Does the player there, Alam. 7 overs done. It's 77 without losing a wicket.
Yeah, bowling change. Looks like Pooja Kumari will now take the ball. Yeah, she's been outstanding as well. She's had a good couple of outings in the first couple of matches. Picked up a few wickets. She's going to be very crucial here for the Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, they need some quiet overs and also try and pick up a few wickets. And that's exactly why she's introducing Pooja Kumari here, to get those wickets. Mysore Warriors, what can they do to restrict the Hubli Tigers? They haven't picked up a wicket. It's been 7 overs. It's been quite some time. They need to pull back things here. And if Pooja can do that, bring in a wicket or two, that'll be great. Starts off poorly there, and that you can't really stop that, can you? At short third, the fielder was inside the circle. Bottom edge, gets a boundary.
Yeah, slightly wide from Pooja on this occasion, and gets that outside edge, racing away towards that third man region for another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, gets on to 49, does Pratyusha. We've seen one massive century from Shubha Satish in the first innings, and Pratyusha is on that move as well. One hit away now, 1 run away from getting that half century, and she's got it in a very good time, 28 balls.
Slightly short here again from Pooja. She'll need to bowl slightly fuller, toss it up a little bit. She needs to get those wickets. Can't make it too easy for the batter, especially a set batter like Pratyusha.
Straight to that fielder again at backward point. What a platform this has been, Maharani Trophy. Second season, this time in Chinnaswamy Stadium under lights as well. So this is a great platform. She gets it finally and gets to a half century. Very well made half century this from Pratyusha. Just in 31 deliveries. And just when the team needed is when the Tigers are roaring and raring.
Yeah, wonderful knock here from Pratyusha. She's not played any cross shots, played some fine quality cricket shots, and getting a 50 of just 31 deliveries. Needs to stay on, needs to continue this knock, anchor the innings along with Vrinda. make sure they get through that finish line. They've had a couple of losses in their last couple of games. Need to get that W next to their name.
Third on the points table, isn't it? The first two go on to play that final. You got to be in the race. You got to keep hunting for that victory, and that's exactly what the Tigers are doing here. They won the toss, elected to bowl first, put Mysuru into bat. Shubha went on to get her century, but they restricted them to about 160, and what a start this has been for the chase.
Slightly round arm, sling arm action here from Pooja. Maybe that's causing her to go slightly wider, bowling from around the wicket to the right-hander. Very, very interesting how she's going about her spell here. Swept, and will that be in the gap? No, the fielder covers ground and restricts them to a single. End of the 8th, 85 for no loss. Yeah, what a beautiful knock here from Pratyusha. 50 of just 31 deliveries. See her taking the bowlers to the cleaners. Couple of shots along the ground, couple of shots in the air. Playing all around the ground, 360 player here, Pratyusha. And wonderful knock here in the power play.
Yeah, getting a half century and getting it in the nick of time. And in this chase, making it really easy. And what a foundation she's laid to this chase. 50 of 31, standing ovation there. And Hubli Tigers needed this. Nicely done that. She knows that at 45 there is no fielder there. Diving effort, but can't stop that one. Brilliant shot this. Vrinda took that on the full and then just guiding it to that 45 and gets a boundary. And gets a Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, quite full here from Diksha. And just plays a bit of a cheeky shot there. Going to that fine leg region. Good effort there from Alam, but not good enough.
Really tough to save those, isn't it? The chase was on. The dive was put in, but really couldn't stop that. Good effort. Still ends up as a boundary. Good start to this over now. She's got a boundary. They've got 12 fours and 2 sixes in this innings already. And they're really comfortable, isn't it now? Now that can't be stopped either. Back-to-back boundaries. Played wide off that long on fielder and gets another Kalyani Motors boundary.
Yeah, slightly full here again from Diksha. And she got on top of that. Places it beautifully in that gap between deep mid-wicket and long on. Good effort there again, but goes down in vain. The asking rate now has come down almost a run a ball.
Oh, definitely it has, and they've kept the momentum on. The current run rate is still 11.16. It's hovering around that from the start of this innings. Really no answers from any of the bowlers from Mysore Warriors. Oh, beautifully hit, but there is a fielder. Look at the confidence in Vrinda. Along with Pratyusha using the feet to good effect. And also not afraid to come down the track and smash them. They're taking their chances and it's paying off.
Yeah, Vrinda was saying that, Pratyusha, you've scored your 50, now it's my turn. She's going after the bowlers. Shubha Satish looks like she might have injured herself. Hopefully not too bad. Looks like it's her back.
Yeah, that trying to stop that one and probably fell a little too hard. She's feeling that, isn't it? Tough day she's had. She's been at the crease for almost right through the innings, and thereafter now to do this. Nicely driven, but let's look at the fall.
Looks like the ball has also hit her in the shoulder region, and she's definitely struggling here with her back. Played 66 deliveries, was out there in the middle for quite some time, putting it all out there on the field. Body will take a toll.
A tough competitor. She's played at the highest level as Shubha Satish. Yeah, no pain, no gain, isn't it?
Yeah, she looks to be fine. Still slightly struggling there with her back. Looks like it's the lower back, Raghav.
Yes, she's still struggling. She might be going off. Yes, she is. And it's not really good signs for Mysore Warriors though. But this is one hell of a batting from Hubli Tigers. Pratyusha, the wicket-keeper, batter, 51 of 32, 8 fours and 1 6 at a strike rate of 159. Vrinda Dinesh, the captain, on the other hand, 37 of 20. And her strike rate is impressive too. She's scored 5 boundaries and 1 sixes. And then all bowlers have been tried here. There have been 6 bowlers used, Param.
Yeah, Alam initially was looking quite good, getting the ball to move away from that right-hander, but was slightly expensive. Shreya Mishra, how impressive she was yesterday, but today slightly losing the plot there. Sahana Pawar going to the cleaners. 2 overs for 24. Shishira Gowda, 1 for 11. The Mysore Warriors really need to come back strong here, get a couple of wickets, build that confidence back.
This is already an expensive one. She's already conceded 10 runs off this over. They need to pull back things here. 65 needed of 68 with all wickets intact for Hubli Tigers. Somebody needs to bowl a dream spell. There has been a break now because of the injury. Param, do you see a wicket coming here?
Yeah, we've often seen that whenever there's a break, the batters tend to get relaxed, try and play a couple of cross shots, and in that end up losing a wicket.
Yeah, not to be on this occasion. Here, Captain Vrinda Dinesh, experienced campaigner, taking her time. She knows exactly that they've got enough runs in this over already. Got to see through this over. No real demons in this pitch for the batters. And nicely hit away and in the gap, but that will be stopped by that deep mid-wicket fielder. 11 runs off this over, 9 overs done. It's 96 without losing a wicket.
Change in bowling. Yashika Gowda coming in from the Anil Kumble end. Yeah, she's been very, very impressive so far in this tournament. She's going to need to pick up a couple of wickets here. Both the batters, they look like they've set a foundation. Pratyusha 51 of 32, Vrinda 38 of 22.
What a leveler this game is, isn't it? They defended 125 yesterday against the Bengaluru Blasters. Did Mysuru. Tries to sweep that one going down leg. And today, they put on 160 on board and 96 without losing a wicket. They're just not able to pick up a wicket. Param, you see that. You've been a cricketer yourself. And how different days play to be different.
Yeah, some days it goes your way, some days it doesn't. It's just about how level-headed you stay while you're out there. And nudges that towards deep mid-wicket for a single. Yeah, very important here for Yashika Gowda to stay level-headed, to continue what she's been doing so far in the tournament. She's been one of the higher wicket takers for the Mysore Warriors.
Yeah, just one wicket, isn't it? They need to break this partnership. They're inching towards that 100-run partnership. And they're really playing confidently here, isn't it? They're milking the bowling. They're, at the moment, there's no really threat whatsoever, no matter who the bowler is.
Well, also, they're faced two back-to-back losses. So the Hubli Tigers at this stage will be very hungry. Halfway in the tournament, they need to make sure they get a couple of victories. They're in that race for the Maharani Trophy final.
Oh yes, 4 points each for Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters and Mysore Warriors, and then 2 points for Hubli Tigers. And after this game, if they go on to win this, which they look like at the moment, they will get on to 4 points as well. So it's important that this phase of the game, it's match number 7, day number 4. It's a 7-day tournament, remember. It's extremely important that this victory against Mysore Warriors, and then thereafter they could look at finishing on number 1 or number 2 spot. Does Hubli Tigers? They did well in the previous edition. Nicely swept away. That will be stopped. Just the 4 runs of this over. 10 overs done at the halfway stage. They're exactly 100, and they reach 100 as well, Hubli Tigers, for no loss, and that will be drinks too.
Back after break. There she goes. Half time, 10 overs, 100 without loss, on cruise mode. Autopilot mode, if you say. Wouldn't be wrong. Along with me in the com box is Param, happy with the score at the halfway mark?
Absolutely. The Hubli Tigers would be sitting pretty at this moment. The first 100-run partnership for the first wicket. And is that in the gap? That's absolutely blasted for a boundary. Now the Kalyani Motors boundary there.
picked the gap with pinpoint precision. Short ball after the break, pulls, drilled it between the gap. And actually the two fielders got too close, and Sahana Pawar certainly not happy with the effort. But all along the ground, never ever did Pratyusha try to hit it in the air. Starting off ball number 1 after the break with a boundary. Kalani Motor boundary. Pratyusha has got over half century. Back-to-back 50s for her. Vrinda Dinesh giving her a good hand. This time around, just paddles it around the corner. This 11th over is something I hate to watch, Param. You know the reasons for better.
Yeah, we've often spoken about this. After the break, batters tend to get a little relaxed. But it's important that they continue from where they left off. They've set a nice partnership here. Both the batters have set a nice foundation. Pratyusha 58 of 37, Vrinda 40 of 25.
Similar shot, pulls off the back foot. In fact, with the straight bat, will beat the fielder at long on. Had no opportunity there. This time around, it's Vrinda Dinesh. Another Kalyani Motor boundary. 15 fours and 2 sixers in this inning so far.
Yeah, shorter on this occasion, Sahana Pawar, and times that to perfection. Just slightly moves across and dispatches that in that gap for a boundary.
It was more with a straighter bat rather than the pull which we look at generally as a horizontal bat shots. Excellent use of the feet, depth of the crease in fact. Vrinda Dinesh. Slog sweep once more, her favourite shot. She's pulled this off on a regular basis. Yeah, this victory was a must one for the Hubli Tigers. Would have been disappointed with the effort with the ball. Sloppy fielding and some catching let them down. But certainly they've come out with an intent and the mojo. 1 turn without loss there as of now.
Cricket is a funny game, isn't it? The Mysore Warriors defending 125 yesterday and scoring 160. Wonderful knock there from the skipper. 102 of 66, Shubha Satish. But completely losing that plot.
Cut away. Despairing dive at point. On top of the ball, timing brilliant there. And getting the gap was what was most important. Finishes the over with a boundary. Vrinda Dinesh striking distance, 1 short of a 50. Hubli Tigers at the end of 11 are 115 without loss. Sahana Pawar Yashika. Touch expensive. I was speaking about Sahana Pawar, 39 from a 3 overs. And what an outing it's been for these two batters. We spoke about the experience they bring to the table. And today was the day where they had to get their full experience into the middle. Pratyusha and Vrinda, they have matched each other shot to shot, but they've complemented each other brilliantly.
Yeah, must-win game here for Hubli to stay in that race for the all-important final on the 2nd of August. Need to get that W. Need to get those 2 points. Try and get to the top 2 positions.
Once more sweeps in front of square. Just gets a single, and the single also would bring up the 50 for the skipper. Her first half century in this edition of the Maharani Trophy. She says this is for the Hubli Tigers. Job not done. She is aware of it. Elated and a happy dugout for the Hubli Tigers. What a time to get to that half century.
Yeah, what a knock this has been so far from the captain, Vrinda Dinesh. Just like her partner there, 50 of 30.
Laced with 7 boundaries and a maximum. Some exquisite shots, and we've seen her favorite shot being pulled out quite often today. The slog sweep, which she executes right in front of long on, still square leg. That's the areas she can cover. Very powerful striker of the ball. Certainly job not done still for the Hubli Tigers. They should take a cue out of what Shubha Satish did. Either one of them, either Pratyusha or Vrinda, needs to bat deep till the end.
Sweeps and misses on that occasion. End of the 12th, 118 for no loss.
The jinx of the wicket falling in the 11th over, they've just passed that. Actually, it's a milestone. I'm going to dig deep into the stat tonight, and when I get back day after for the commentary stint, I'm going to dish out that stat saying how many wickets were lost in the 11th. This is Vrinda's knock in the 50. Couple of delicate shots. This was patent. The slog sweep down the ground, lofted over long off. Once again, using the slog sweep to effect the ramp. The favorite shot of Vikram is coming to picture today. He was waiting for this. It took 4 days and game number 7 to come through. Flat batted back foot shot. That was a beauty. And this was exquisite timing. And a subdued celebration. She knows it's still not done. Shishira Gowda comes back for a second spell from the Rahul Dravid end. Oh, casual shot. This is what these batters need to be aware. Pratyusha well set, got her eye in. Certainly an absent concentration, trying to close the face of the bat too early. Leading it, just lobbing over the bowler's head.
Yeah, what has been impressive from both these batters, that they've not played any cross shots, playing along the ground. And even when they go aerial, they've been very careful about that. They know the fielders, they know the field placements. Played an absolutely beautiful knock here so far.
True, I think they've come out certainly with something in front of them saying there's nobody behind us is what they have in mind now. Actually, they are batting like as though they are 119 for 9. If one of them gets out, they're going to be all out. So you never know, you might see this knocks turn into 160 for no loss. That's the way they're batting as of now.
Absolutely, just the way Shubha Satish took onus in that first innings. Scored 102 of just 66 deliveries. Similarly, Vrinda, Dinesh and Pratyusha here. They want to play that long knock, stick it out till the end, finish the innings, get that W.
So I think players like Pratyusha, K. Pratyusha, C, Vrinda Dinesh, Shubha Satish, Monika Patel, Sahana Pawar, these names, they've been part of the WPL, they've played for the country, India A. These are the girls whom the other youngsters would look upon. When they deliver, it becomes all that more important. So leading by example is one part of it. We've got Vrinda captaining one side. We've got Shubha Satish captaining the Mysore Warriors. It's Pratyusha with the Bengaluru Blasters. And Rajeshwari Gaikwad, another name who's been around for a long time, represented India in 2 World Cups. So true, the sort of aura they carry around themselves is something huge. And their performances matter a lot. And that will speak volumes when you talk to the other youngsters at the side. They look upon these players. Straight down the ground, sound of the bat, tasted as sweet as nectar. With that, Vrinda Dinesh gets to another cycle pure maximum. Sorry, that was from the blade of Pratyusha.
Yeah, slightly fuller here on this occasion, and Pratyusha not going to miss out on that occasion. Times that to perfection, sailing over the fielder there at long on.
Beautiful swing of the bat, timing it in the middle. The moment it left the bat, just had one place to go. The ball angling in made it that much easier for Pratyusha. This time around just walks across a shimmy and yet another Kalyani motor boundary. Nice little dab. You can call it a ramp, you can call it a dil scoop along the ground.
Yeah, very, very fancy shot here. Just shuffling slightly across and cheeky there from Pratyusha. Races away for a boundary.
Cheeky as it can get. Certainly a few overs ago, we had the living legend sitting here. Certainly wouldn't be, that happy with his effort. But anyways, it's the 4 that counts. And racing along are Hubli Tigers. Yeah, the bowlers are under the pump right away. 24, 25 already conceded with 1 ball to go. Shishira Gowda. I think Mysore is feeling the heat. Looks like they're just waiting for the inevitable to happen.
Yeah, that tends to happen quite often. In fact, when the bowler gets hit for a couple of boundaries, they try and do something different. Bowler now coming from around the wicket to Pratyusha.
Change of angle. Can it bring some luck? Full ball hit on the pad. Loud appeal and up goes the finger. Against the run of play. Pratyusha was batting brilliantly on 72 of 43. Misses. Straight forward full toss. Shishira Gowda is rated.
Yeah, full toss delivery. And Pratyusha very, very disappointed there. She thought maybe there was an inside edge, but hitting just that leg stump, top of leg stump, I should say.
Happy will be Shishira Gowda. You need to respect the umpire's decision, whichever way it goes. End of 13, a well-made half century from Pratyusha. At last, the opening partnership is broken. 132 for the loss of 1 wicket are Hubli Tigers. This brings in another exciting talent, a cricketer whom everybody would love to watch, and certainly in the days to come by, she's going to be a superstar. Nikki Prasad. Already she's tasted success as a captain, winning the World Cup title India under-19 last year. And she's been having a wonderful outing in this edition of the Maharani Trophy. The right moment for her to partner her captain. She's the vice captain. The captain and vice captain together now. It's just a matter of a few balls. The sighters for Nikki Prasad. Bowling changer, Zoya Imtiaz Khazi with the right arm off spinners from the Anil Kumble end.
Yes, Zoya making her debut for the Mysore Warriors. And absolutely, Nikki Prasad, how impressive she's been so far in this tournament. A couple of nights ago, we saw that unbeaten knock of 80. Current leader in the orange cap.
Nice flighted first delivery. Doesn't look like she's turning out for a first game with the Mysore Warriors. Yeah, what I've been most impressed with the batting of Nikki Prasad is she's played some classical cricketing shots. In fact, Shubha Satish today, she just tried one reverse. The rest of it was all cricketing shots in front of the ground. Square cuts, cover drives, lofted shots over the top in front of the wicket. I think there's still place for the traditional orthodox cricketing shots you can play in this form of the game. When you talk about men's, still Virat Kohli is one who's a standout. Doesn't fancy, playing himself into these.
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen that with the likes of Ajinkya Rahane as well in men's cricket. Smriti Mandana in women's cricket plays a lot of those orthodox shots along the ground, over the infield.
I think it's basically the hype that's been created saying that innovation is the second name of T20 cricket. But still you can get to see some fabulous orthodox cricket being played out here, particularly when we see classical cricketing shots being played. And also spinners exhibiting their skills. Zoya Imtiaz we've seen, not afraid to throw the ball up, getting revs on the ball. That's what the beauty of this game is all about. Steps out this time around, takes it on the full, straight down the ground, high over the side screen. A cycle pure Agarbatti maximum this time around from Vrinda Dinesh.
Yeah, Zoya just tossing it up slightly and shimmy down the wicket. Plays that over the bowler's head, sails away for a maximum.
Any youngster watching this, using the feet after the ball was released from the hand. watching it right under the eyes. Down to up was that. The swing of the bat and the best position in the ground to get it straight down the ground. What a hit from the skipper. Smart batting. Vrinda says, get on your dancing shoes. You don't give me pace, I'm going to get the ball right out of your hand. That's the way she's batted throughout this innings.
Yeah, good use of the feet there on that occasion. Sensible cricket here. Hits a 6 and then gets off strike. Gives the strike back to Nikki Prasad.
Shot pulled. Would be disappointed that she couldn't reach the ropes. A single to finish the over. 10 of it. The first over from Zoya Imtiaz Qazi. Hubli Tigers after 14 are 142 for the loss of 1 wicket in pursuit of 160. To get in 6 overs. Writing on the wall for the Hubli Tigers, cantering home, shoulders drooping, not strong body language visible from the Mysore Warriors, though they did put up a pretty decent show with the bat. They've just not been able to execute with the ball.
Yeah, they're inching closer and closer to that finish line, the Hubli Tigers. Good display of batting there from the skipper Shubha Satish in that first innings, but completely losing the plot here with the ball.
If they manage to win by 9 wickets, it would be a repeat of what the Mystics did yesterday night. Romping home with 2 high-quality half-centuries by the 2 openers. That could be a repeat of this. What a classical batting display this has been. It's just not about power-packed hitting, but some delicate shots, both from the blade of Pratyusha as well as Vrinda. And in that event, we did see them put on 100 for the opening partnership, the highest in the Maharani Trophy.
Yeah, the overall batting so far in the tournament has been quite impressive. Last night with Krishika and Prerna. Today with the opening pair, Vrinda Dinesh and Pratyusha. Very, very impressed so far.
The names you mentioned, Prerna, Krishika, we did see Shishira come good. Known entities, people like Nikki, Vrinda, Pratyusha, these people are expected to deliver. So when they deliver, you feel, yes, they are and they need to. The likes of Shubha. Swept well on this occasion, but quick to cover ground. Shreya Mishra restricting it to 1. So when lesser known names, people who've just not made it to the top with the senior women or to the WPL, when they deliver, Mithila Vinod, I just can't forget that 49 of 17. That's still there, fresh in my mind. Power hitting, that was something amazing. Hit off the back foot powerfully. Nikki Prasad clearing the infield, finishes over number 15 with a Kalyani motor boundary. Hubli Tigers motoring along, 148 for the loss of 1 at the end of 15. To take you through the final proceedings, it'll be Raghavendra Raj and Vikram.
Pooja. That's hit away on the onside, takes the aerial route and deposits beyond those advertising boards there. What a hit this is. This is a massive hit. Cycle Pure Agarbatti, 6.
Absolutely. Brilliant maximum there, cycle pure Agarbatti 6 batter rocking back, seeing that short ball and showing how much power she can gather. This is confidence at its best. There's very little talk about here, just a lot of practice, and I'm sure the coach of Vrinda, who's watching here from the pavilion, you saw him briefly on the screen, Kiran, will be very happy with the kind of work he's put into in the last 2 years.
Absolutely, one hit away now when getting that victory, and they're getting it in really good time. This is just the 16th over. This will also improve their net run rate along with the points they will be gaining now is the Hubli Tigers. Vrinda Dinesh, captain, leading from the front. And that's hit away again on the off over. That point fielder will race away to the boundary. One was a 6, now it's a 4. It's a Kalyani Motors 4. And they're motoring along now.
Vrinda seizing every opportunity. It's just the formalities that remain now. Yes, very aptly put by our colleagues. It's like the game that the Mystics played yesterday. Ball marginally short and square cutting that in the air. No fielder there. Kalyani Motors boundary. Top shot there by the batter.
A little width on offer and had the room to free her arms, and that's exactly what she's done. One hit away now from getting a glorious victory. And that is it. Will take them to victory for sure. They'll come back for the second, might not go to the boundary, but what a victory this is turned out to be. 160 is what they've reached, Hubli Tigers, and they've reached this in nick of time. What a victory this has turned out to be. They win this by 9 wickets. They have beaten Mysore Warriors comprehensively, and they were in control of this chase. And what a victory. They move on to 4 points in the points table. Flags all around. And the Tigers are roaring. And they're in this contest of Maharani Trophy. Don't rule them out.
Well, whatever didn't go so right for the Hubli Tigers when they were bowling, they put it absolutely right. Led from the front by their captain, Pratyusha, proving that she's no spent force. She's right there and challenging everybody for a place in the Karnataka side as well. Handshakes all around. The comprehensive victory. And this is going to set up the competition nicely, because we know the Tigers do fight back when they're down.
Oh, absolutely. What a victory this has been. Really had no answers for Mysore Warriors. They need to go back to the drawing board and rework their strategy, rethink, come back into the next game stronger. But glory for these girls in orange and black. They've really fought well, and they've really upset the Mysore Warriors here. They won yesterday against the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters, remember. But on a given day, the Hubli Tigers have made them pay.
Yeah, what a paradoxical situation. We were just elated at how Shubha got to a century, how well she guided the team along, and now it is quite the opposite. The Hubli Tigers have shown another route. They've really conquered the Mysore Warriors. I hope the Warriors bounce back. Good for the game. And there you see Pratyusha also chipping in. Identical scores as Vrinda finishes on 72 not out. Pratyusha 72 of almost an equal number of balls. Nikki Prasad just doing the formalities. Nobody else needed to bat in the Hubli Tigers team. A very, very clinical performance resembling what the Gulbarga Mystics dished out yesterday.
Plenty of bowling used by the Mysore Warriors, and none of them could pick up a wicket other than Shishira Gowda, and that came in a little too late. And then there's no matter who the bowler was, they were all taken to the cleaners, and look at the economy rate as well. So this is something which they probably would want to forget as quickly as possible, does Mysore Warriors. And this is a great victory for Hubli Tigers.
Absolutely. So cut shots, beautifully put away by Shubha to all parts of the boundary.
Yeah, this was the Mysore Warriors batting there, and they got the runs. They had a decent power play as well, and Shubha Satish leading the front and leading the pack as well. Got a century. This is the first centurion of the Mysore Warriors for Mysore Warriors in this Maharani Trophy. But they kept chipping in wickets, and that was the most important thing for Hubli Tigers. They kept pulling back things. There was Shubha Satish standard at one end and scoring runs, but at the other end there were constantly picking wickets.
Yeah, quite clinical there, playing to all parts of the ground, using their feet, trying to create their own pace of the ball, moving just a little outside to the fifth stump, and there Shubha celebrates with the 50th century. It's an
she kept going, isn't it, at one end, and really had her dancing shoes on, and then kept scoring at a very good rate and ensured that her team put up a decent total. And on the other hand, there were wickets falling, but that didn't really stop Shubha Satish from going to that 100 and getting their first century of this Maharani Trophy 2026. Was a fantastic achievement in sorts. But Mysore Warriors probably would be thinking that they were about 20 runs short. But hats off to Hubli Tigers for picking wickets constantly. This was soon after that century. Got out on 102 did Shubha Satish. And in return, what a reply this has been. Pratyusha and Vrinda Dinesh show. They kept hitting the boundaries. They got a powerful start in that power play. They didn't lose a wicket, and they kept motoring along and getting boundaries constantly.
Just consistently getting those boundaries to come as they launched into an overdrive in the later stage of the match, using the aerial route, not sparing any bowlers, being watchful against the more experienced ones, slog sweeping at will, and cutting at will also. There was no real answer the Mysore team could dish out.
Yeah, Pratyusha getting to her half century, and soon after there, Vrinda Dinesh getting to her half century as well. So two strong opening pair there, and had no answers. They got to a 100-run partnership for the first wicket, and that was enough and set the deal as well, because this was Vrinda Dinesh getting her half century as well, and she finished things off, and that was more important. She stood till the end and played an innings to remember. There were a couple of half chances, but that was the only wicket which fell in that innings of Hubli Tigers. But Vrinda Dinesh was there to ensure that she is there to take them to victory and get those 2 points comfortably. Couple of big blows in the end to finish things off, and that was it. And Hubli Tigers winning this, and winning comprehensively as well, and beating Mysore Warriors. What a victory this is. Yes, this is a match summary here coming up. In match number 7, Mysore Warriors were put into bat. They scored 159 for 5. 102 from Shubha Satish. What a knock that was. 2 wickets for Rameshwari Gaikwad. And in reply, Hubli Tigers giving a strong reply. 160 they got to in 15.3 overs. 72 for Pratyusha. 72 for Vrinda Dinesh was enough to get this victory. Hubli Tigers winning this by 9 wickets, and very, very comfortably as well. And almost about 4.5 overs to spare. And that will always boost the net run rate for the Hubli Tigers. It'll be interesting to see the points table. But before that, Maharani Trophy 2026, match number 8. For all the viewers, Gulbarga Mystics will be taking on Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters live from M. Chinnaswamy Stadium. This is going to be a match. One team has lost and Bengaluru as well. So we'll slip into a short break and come back with the post-match presentation.
KSCA would like to thank its sponsors, umpire sponsor Cycle Pure Agarbatti, official sponsor Kalyani Motors, radio partner 92.7 Big FM. And to my left, the presentation party, Deepthi Nimagida, channel partner Cycle Pure Agarbatti, Asha BN, former state cricketer from Karnataka, Ruth Mabin, former Karnataka state cricketer, and Aruna Reddy, former Karnataka state cricketer. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. To start off the proceedings, can we have Ruth Mabin and Aruna Reddy give the orange cap to Shubha Satish. What an absolute wonderful knock there, 102 of 66. Can I now have Asha BN give the catch of the match to Divya G. Taking that all-important catch there earlier in the game. Can we now have Deepthi to please present the Player of the Match award to Vrinda Dinesh for her 72 of 41 and absolutely wonderful spell there earlier. The Cycle Pure Trusted Player of the Match, Vrinda Dinesh. Congratulations to you, Vrinda. Vrinda, a quick word. Well, congratulations to you, Vrinda, adding those 2 points to your kitty. How important was that for you to get that victory after those 2 losses?
It was very important. It was a very crucial game for us to stay alive in the tournament and also to show the other teams that this is who we are and we have arrived at the right time.
Absolutely a wonderful knock from you and from your partner there, Pratyusha, both scoring 72. What was your, what would you feel after the first innings? You restricted them to 159. How was your outing when you went out there to bowl?
We knew it was a good chasing wicket today, considering the rain initially in the beginning, and we just had to play with a full face of the bat, commit to every ball, and then we would cross the line.
Well, you yourself got a couple of wickets there today, and what would you take? What was your take on your bowling?
I'm trying to get better every day, and try and help the team to on the winning side, and I'm happy to work today.
Outstanding knock there today, 72 of 41. What was your message with Pratyusha, and what was your team's message to you when you were out there?
It was very simple. We just needed a really good partnership, and it was about the top 3 or 4 of us clicking together. It's been happening in phases, but we all wanted to do it together from now on. So that really happened, and that is what we wanted as a team.
Well, congratulations to you, Pratyusha. You live to fight another day. Apologies, Vrinda. You live to fight another day, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Well, that's the end of match number 7. And shortly, match number 8 beginning. Gulbarga Mystics take on the Kalyani Bengaluru Blasters. Stay tuned.